California. The sun is always shining bright. People are smiling, making plans, hiding behind their shades, and you're doing the same. No rain, no flowers, nothing's growing where you're at. Heart is fire, but baby, I bet you're cold without me, even when it's 90 degrees. Without me, I bet that you can get any sleep in that bed, lying awake, 'cause I'm not there beside you, keeping you warm at night. No, I bet you're cold. You're so damn cold. It never rains in California. The sun is always shining bright. But if the sky would open up, you're staying home, you don't get out. You always used to love the rain, but LA changed you. No rain, no flowers, nothing's growing where you're at. Heart is fire, but baby, I bet you're cold without me, even when it's 90 degrees. Without me, I bet that you can get any sleep in that bed, lying awake, 'cause I'm not there beside you, keeping you warm at night. No, I bet you're cold. You're so damn cold. I bet you're cold. You're so damn cold. No flowers, nothing's growing where you're at. Heart is fire, but baby, I bet you're cold without me, even when it's 90 degrees. Without me, I bet that you can get any sleep in that bed, lying awake, 'cause I'm not there beside you, keeping you warm at night. No, I bet you're cold. You're so damn cold. It never rains in California. The sun is always shining bright. I pull into your driveway, it's a Saturday night. You look like $1,000,000 wearing that dress I like. You're smiling, but there's something missing in your eyes. Girl, I can tell that you have something on your mind. But I will make you forget all your sorrows. Let go like there's no tomorrow. Let's have a drink, just relax, all your problems will fade. If you're ready for a good time, count on me. There's a party in the backyard, dance your problems away. I'm all about the good vibes, I know you're all about the good vibes. Do you know how much I love you, wanna see you smile? Where's that?
It's time for the Mixin and Chillin vlog. Even if they implemented some ridiculous laws, this is something that if somebody truly wants to do this, they can still do it. But it's going to take a lot of effort on the vapors' part to actually learn what it takes to make your own stuff. I don't know what the heck happened to the last hour of my life, but it certainly wasn't streamed on YouTube like I thought it was. Restrictive policies block progress towards smoke-free world. Many people incorrectly think that very little nicotine content cigarettes are less carcinogenic than current cigarettes. This risk misperception by people who smoke could reduce motivation to quit under a nicotine reduction policy.
That's a bit of a problem. Someone who specialises in helping people kick the habit is Dr. Colin Mendelsohn. He joins me now.
Look, vaping is a far less harmful alternative to smoking for adult smokers who just can't quit, and that's actually the majority of them.
The road to quitting smoking is paved with candy. Double chocolate clear from TFA. Published in the Vaping Post, we have long-term study. Vaping increases odds of quitting heavy smoking. This is Kenny Thompson, the Vaping Heed. He's got a YouTube channel. He's been on here a lot longer than I have. I'm not going to stop until this is legal and available for everyone. You know, I cover things from all around the globe, but that's because science has no boundaries.
I mean, you know, the FDA and everything would know that vaping is safer than smoking, but they'll have the pressure off the tobacco companies or the states that are on the MSA and all that. It's just a financial thing, and it's, unfortunately that takes precedence against everything. And
sorry, cut it off short. The buttons aren't working. It's been a never-ending battle here with trying to get OBS ironed out. And for this week's episode, I do have a response. Wes Folds left a comment on my video saying, I miss your vape news. And honestly, I kind of miss doing them, but it's hard to justify spending 3 to 4 days to make a video that gets less views than these live streams do. So today, we're going to be doing that as well. And since I haven't done this in a while and I like to reuse a little bit of content, and now with great fanfare,
get ready to meet someone special. Check it out. Motivation and inspiration, just as good as pineapple on pizza.
Congratulations.
You scream, we scream, we all scream for...
It's the Vaping Heat on Mixin and Chillin with Hunky Vape. And there's the Vaping Heat. I haven't rolled that bumper and I can't tell you how many episodes, so I as well give it another swing.
you know what it is, guys? It's another one he's sprung on his nose. It's changed a long time since I've seen it, but there you go.
Hey, man, we got to have some fun on this episode. We've got so many things to talk about today that aren't going to be so joyous to talk about. However, because of all the hard work I've been doing on there, I did make it look a little bit more professional. So we can sit here and mock and ridicule the crap that's out there and the misinformation that is preventing smokers from finding the single best way to quit smoking. So on that note, I'm having a toot while Kenny's stripping.
Excuse me. Look.
Hey! Nice shirt. I like it.
That is mine, mate. I designed it.
Fantastic.
That is what I'd done on AI generation. There you go.
Very, very nice.
Very small, wasn't I?
I'm not hip to that stuff yet.
I thought, you know what it is, with you getting your t-shirts, he gets his t-shirts with this vape, that vape. I thought, I'm gonna have to friggin' join the bandwagon here, and there we have it, Not, but I'm getting there.
Hey, it's a process. You can't go and spend your whole wad all at once. So, a little bit here, a little bit there, constantly making improvements. I bought so many shirts, but the problem is that, I wear them every single day because, I live by this motto of getting people to realize, the benefit of vaping for tobacco harm reduction and whatnot, and how much I love vaping and how grateful I am that it exists so that I could finally quit smoking. Yeah, even got the Grim Green X Smoker shirt on today.
But there you go.
But they do need to be replaced every so often.
Oh, God, am I?
You can only run them through the washer so many times before they go, man, that looks grungy. How long you had that shirt? 6 months.
They just die eventually, don't they? All this print and everything starts
They get faded and they look grungy, and it's like, you can't go on public, media and try and show this.
Well, why not?
Listen, when I'm out and about, or if I'm outside working on the vehicle, or, we're just going up to camp, I don't care how grungy it looks.
Exactly.
I'm not some posh rich billionaire like Bloomberg or Gates. Can wear, $1,500 pair of shoes.
And you're only paying for a name, aren't you? So, yeah, that's it. It's just a brand. Hang on, mate. I'm a bit high, I think, either. Yeah, that's better. That's it. A little high.
My back is tweaked out. I've been in pain the last 4 days. I did get a little spout of what my wife had last week, and man, did that just knock me out. I didn't have the same symptoms that she did, but it was just beat the heck out of me. I spent the one day practically sleeping all day, and it's like,
not good.
That is unlike me.
Not good.
And then once I finally did get up and about, I came and sat in this chair and created all the new stuff for this week, so that's on the to-do list. I told you guys I've been working on trying to get the news its own setup and its own scene and its own sources, and I figured the first place to start is a nice lower third, so that's what we're going to jump to today.
It's a feature of the show, guys. Rock and roll.
Kenny was stripping, and ironically enough, that's one of the stories that we're going to cover today. More teenagers have been strip searched. And they finally offended some lawmakers, so they're going to be doing something about it to make the law actually apply common sense the way it's going to be written. Kind of disgusting the way it is right now, but that's neither here nor there. We're going to get to that later. Also up for today, last week we talked about, I said I was going to get you guys the Drag X, right? And I talked about how I hate that little rubber thing on there. So I got a brand new PnP pod tank.
Oh,
should slap right on there. We'll see if it's the same problem or not. And because you guys know I love rebuildables, how about the rebuildable pod tank for that Drag X?
I'll be gentle with it. That's all I want to say to you. My word of advice is be bloody gentle.
Hello and welcome, Mallory Gates, and all of you out there, Dusty Country Road, Net Neutrality, Mo 7 Ahmed Ma. Wow, that's kind of difficult to pronounce. I suppose if you're in the Middle Eastern countries, probably wouldn't be that bad. Mo 7 Ahmed Ma. I get Mohammed. I can understand that. Anyway, here I am getting distracted. I think it might be my Alzheimer's kicking in again.
Already.
Time to up our Nick.
For all you guys out there, you do start with a plan, but the plan just goes, it just start off good and it just goes out the window.
That it most certainly does. We're also going to take a look at, we made this a while back.
Oh, yes.
2 episodes ago, the Cina-Roll. And that's what I've been vaping on. So we're going to talk about that later on. We've got so much lined up for today. Kenny, do you happen to have your milkshake, strawberry milkshake?
can certainly dig that out. It's right next to us here, so that will be dug out.
So we're going to mix that up today. Plus, we got the usual random recipe that we're going to do. I've
been cheating, I've been practicing.
Ah, that's fantastic.
You mix little bits and bobs. As I'm trying to go, kids. I totally cock it up. I want to cock it up.
Listen, you're my first documented case of successfully teaching people to venture out on their own and make their own e-liquid.
Of course, why not, man? It's fun, interesting.
When you and I first met, you were like, wow, that's not something that I'm really into. I don't really do that. And I'm like, don't worry. You're the perfect person to put on this show because I want to show you how simple it is.
So, see, I beat his guinea pig all this time, eh?
That's exactly what it boils down to. How'd you figure it out? It took you a little while.
Damn.
All right. I bet you were expecting a punch.
Yep, that's what that was.
So anyway, nice to see all of us wonderful people hanging out together. And this is the perfect opportunity for us to transition over to our brand new news segment because let me tell you, it doesn't look good. Whoa, what a flying scene. How you like them apples? I think OBS is screwed. I'm going to have to completely rebuild this whole thing. Anyway.
But it technically is news. It's Cina-Roll that you made.
Yeah, well, unfortunately.
Oh, not a gremlin week. Never mind.
Another deadly ban. This particular one is based upon the fact that, well, Georgia senators want a smoke-free environment for everyone. And they're too stupid to realize that vaping is completely smoke-free. There is no smoke coming out of this. Yes, there is aerosol that is released from this. And yes, Mr. Stanton Glantz, there are ultrafine particles in here, but the ultrafine particles in here are completely water-soluble, which means it doesn't actually hurt you. So here's our lovely announcement. Georgia senators voted 51 to 3 on Wednesday
Holy moly,
to pass this legislation.
Mind-boggling. Absolutely.
51 to 3 because they want to have a smoke-free air. Not realizing the vaping has nothing to do with smoking. Matter of fact, it's the easiest way to not smoke. For those of us that picked up the habit how many decades ago? This irritates me to no end. My mouse is going all over the place.
Some people just do not learn, my friend.
That's exactly what it boils down to. They don't want to learn. They just see the misinformation that is constantly plastered across all forms of media out there, on social media, on the mainstream news outlets. So they just gather from the fact that, you know, you constantly see all this bad press about vaping. Well, it's got to be as bad for you as cigarettes. I mean, we've already talked about the scientifically done study that showed that even physicians don't know the truth about vaping. They don't know the truth about nicotine.
Yeah, so uneducated.
Some 80% of the physicians wrongly think that vaping is as bad for you as smoking because it's the nicotine that causes cancer. That's not true. It's the nicotine that causes the harm. Well, that's not true either, because why would you be prescribing nicotine patches and gums and lozenges and sprays all these years? Now, all of a sudden, because it's aerosolized and mixed with a flavor that people enjoy, all of a sudden now, it's so horrible for you? Where is the simple logic behind that?
Logic? You're swearing now. Wow, man.
This stuff burns my wires beyond belief.
Ah! Sorry, I'm just smashing the place up.
Let me pull up my notes because I actually sat there and made notes for this so I wouldn't forget about it. So 51-3, they voted to pass Senate Bill 47. This tells us that they do not know that vaping is not smoking. And violations will result in a fine of between $100 and $500 for vaping in public.
Gee. They're actually
For
gonna,
not smoking, you're going to get a fine of $100 to $500.
they're actually going to send people out to police that, are they? They're actually going to say, right now, no, if you're walking down the street, a cop's going to pull you over and actually fine you for vaping.
Listen, there's some zealous cops out there, especially the new ones. They want to make a name for themselves. They'll be happy to sit there and push that on whoever. I know plenty of, over the 15 years that I was a paramedic, I know plenty of cops that would have wrote their own mother a ticket without any hesitation whatsoever.
Yeah, you can see one now. Guess what I did to get promotion? I fined 1,000 vapors in public. Yeah, motherfucker.
And here's why I said that Stanton Glantz is to blame for this crap that we have here. Some people would say that vaping is safer because of the lack of tar. Others say that the ultrafine particles in the aerosol make it worse. This isn't to argue that either way. Of course, it's not. Just another form of revenue for your Justice Department to sit there and collect fines of people that decided to quit smoking.
Unbelievable.
And sadly, all of these things can easily be boiled down to the fact that they are stripping our fundamental basic human rights. We have a fundamental basic human right to privacy, to health, and to make our own choices as individuals in society. Yet they don't want us to do any of that because they're doing it, since the hot topic right now is teens vaping, which is already lowest recorded rate in history. Total nicotine usage is lower now than it's ever been, to my knowledge, in history. But here we are passing more laws, ridiculous laws, preventing you and me from being able to use non-combustible products in public.
Wow.
And it's not limited to just Georgia, ladies and gentlemen. Not one bit. Waukesha County could ban electronic cigarettes and vaping on county grounds. And here's the best part. Ordinance will broaden the county's fight against fentanyl. What the heck does e-cigarettes have to do with fentanyl?
Fentanyl.
Mm-hmm.
Holy moly.
Nicotine vaping has nothing to do with fentanyl. Except if you're a drug user who's already breaking the law because the fentanyl is illegal for recreational use. And let me ask you a simple question. Once again, we boil it down to some basic logic. Do lawbreakers intend to obey new laws that restrict what they want to go and do? Is this ordinance going to fight against fentanyl in reality? Fentanyl street drug users don't care about laws because they're already breaking them when they chose to put the fentanyl in the products that they're using.
It seems like they're trying to tag vaping with every illegal thing that's going on. Vaping, county grounds, it's got heroin in it. Has it?
And here's the best part. Look at the poster they put on this article. Juul, a sealed pod system. There's no fentanyl in Juul. You can't put fentanyl in Juul, short of drilling the pod out and using a needle to inject it into the pod. But why the heck would anybody want to waste their time doing that?
Jesus. Yeah.
I just don't get it.
That's vape fentanyl. Rock on. Holy moly, man.
the county executive committee will consider an ordinance banning electronic cigarettes and vaping products anywhere tobacco is prohibited. Once again, here we go with the same crap. Clean air laws. We got to protect the clean air laws. This ordinance fits well, as I'm concerned, of what we're seeing in terms of vapes regarding them being used with potentially dangerous substances as well. Seriously?
Well, Mallory Gates has just commented there that the devices can't even get hot enough to vaporize fentanyl anyway. So, wow. Holy moly. Talk about clutching at straws, eh? Holy crap.
Uh-oh. I can't put up messages because they're behind our lower third.
Oh, yeah.
Order of operations matter. All right. So let's move on. Because I got something that's even more disgusting and more inflammatory.
Strip search for vaping devices, really?
Students strip searched again. 6 Wisconsin students were strip searched for vaping devices. Now lawmakers finally get around to the fact that, oh, well, maybe we should do something about this.
Oh, gee, I mean.
Yeah. Republican lawmakers in Wisconsin, just when you think you've done everything you need to do to make things optimal.
Wow.
Anyway. Page unresponsive. Republican lawmakers in Wisconsin are trying to ban strip searches in schools after a school superintendent told 6 female students to remove their clothing during a search for vaping devices last year.
Bloody hell.
Prosecutors charged the superintendent, Kelly Casper, who oversaw the surging school system outside Green Bay, with 6 counts of false imprisonment in February 2022. After she took 6 female students into the bathroom and told them to disrobe so she could search them for vaping materials. The girls were aged 14 to 17 and stripped down to their underwear, and the search netted 2 vape cartridges. Is this the reason we want our kids to be strip searched?
Bit harsh, isn't it?
If they had a pack of cigarettes, do you think they would be strip searched to find a pack of cigarettes?
No.
Or a Lucy?
Wow. Wow.
Oh, this boils my blood.
It's mad.
What's worse, so we got this bill, right? They're going to be passing common sense legislation, right? Because the current law defines a strip search as a search in which a person's genitals or private areas are exposed to view or touched by the searcher.
Wow, that's fucking unbelievable.
So, because they still had their underwear on, this wasn't technically a violation of a strip search laws that are in existence today. Any school district employee who strip searches a student is guilty of a misdemeanor. But the Waukesha County District Edward Burke said that the searches last year didn't violate state law because the students still had their underwear on.
That makes it okay, yeah?
The new law is going to define strip search as anyone which a person's genitalia or private areas or underwear clad genitalia or private areas are exposed or touched by the searcher. So in other words, you can't make them strip down to their underwear.
Christ almighty. Wow. That's unbelievable.
with all the Me Too movement stuff that had gone on and all the awareness that has been raised to try and get people to understand how traumatizing it is for these people to go through something like this, you would think
that I think that is actually illegal in the UK. You know, they're classed as a minor. You know what I mean? They're a child.
Yep.
Wow.
Well, here in the United States, or at least in this particular state, in this particular county, in order for them to actually be classified as a true strip search, you have to expose their genitalia or their private parts, or you have to touch them.
Basically butt naked.
Butt naked and groped up. That's what it takes to be classified as a strip search in this county.
That's gross. That's so wrong. That's so wrong. Holy moly.
I just don't get it. I really don't get it.
Valerie Gates commented there the devices were actually given up before the search happened. Wow. It's even worse. Holy moly.
Yeah, if it can get worse. If they did this to my daughter, I'd probably end up in jail.
Oh, there'd be
because I'd be down there ripping everybody's head off.
Something would be said and done like that's, but that would never ever happen to you. It would be illegal. It's as simple as that.
Unbelievable.
The way the schools are here, the teachers have actually got to ask parents permission to just give them a painkiller for the headache. So there's no way they'd get a strip search. I mean,
once again, they're violating fundamental human rights to privacy.
It is.
And they're strip searching kids for a product that is 95% less harmful than a product that they wouldn't be strip searching them for.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't get any more illogical than this. Or does it?
Just so scary. That's really scary, that.
How about the vape waste pandemic?
Oh.
Spent vapes and e-cigs contribute to a new waste pandemic. Mm-hmm.
To be honest, I'm kind of on board with it because we constantly see them lying in the street where they're being discarded. So, yeah, I can kind of go with it.
Is it something that needs to be addressed? Is it something that actually does contribute to global waste and is something that could easily be recycled? Sure.
Definitely.
But looking at the big picture, you have to. I don't know why everybody wants to ignore cigarettes when they're talking about vaping. In the context of cigarettes, one disposable vape replaces at least 20 cigarettes. And every single one of those cigarette butts are thrown onto the ground. Wherever the smoker stops smoking at, that's where that cigarette ends up.
Yeah, but the issue there is the cigarette, but does that degrade quicker than a lump of plastic in a battery? That would be the argument.
The lump of battery and the lump of plastic in the battery is somebody's going to pick up and throw away.
Yeah.
Well, should they be recycled? Yes. Is there any kind of active, super intensive recycling program in place?
Nope.
Well, see, this story comes from Australia. And in Australia, guess what they do have? TerraCycle. So you can contact TerraCycle. They will send you a box. You can put this stuff in. And then guess what happens? They dismantle it. They clean it. And they convert vaping devices into raw materials for use in new products. And this is happening in New Zealand and Canada.
Yeah. I'm all for that.
And there's other vape industry players that are now starting to take up the recycling programs.
I think that's one of the issues that tarnish, disposables. That's a big issue that tarnishes them.
It is. And obviously, if people switch from disposables to rebuildable products, well, then guess what? It is so much easier to recycle your products because you take your rebuildable device, and this is nothing but a plastic drip tip that can be thrown into the recycling process you already have in place.
Yeah.
Metal, which can be thrown into a recycling process you already have in place, and glass, which is also recyclable.
Yeah.
Everything in here can be recycled. And if you take a look at your mod, this could easily be disassembled and recycled as well.
Oh, yeah, easy.
There's already recycling programs in place to do electronic boards. City recycling systems have already in place a way for you to take your TVs and do them. You might have to pay them, $10 or whatever to take it, but it is capable of being recycled.
I think for the average Joe who just literally just goes to the shop and buys one, it's a grey area, Do you put it in a recycling bin? Do you put it in a landfill bin? Do you put it in this bin? There's nothing out there to say, no, you can put it in this bin, or you've got to take it here. There's nothing out there actually advising you how to recycle it. And unfortunately, even people who do put them in a bin probably put them in the wrong bin, because obviously the battery ends up on the back of the recycling wagon then, which is a danger. I've seen a couple of videos where they've actually showed videos of them sorting the recycle things, and these things are blowing up on the conveyor, you know what I mean? So it's a grey area, for people that actually have a certain bin or company or whoever to dispose these disposables with. And the confusion, they'll just say, oh, well, I'll hide on the street and let somebody else worry about it. You know what I mean?
As Mallory Gay points out, Home Depot has a bin where you can take lithium-ion batteries and recycle them. Not just lithium-ion, nickel metal hydride, they recycle batteries, period. Lead-acid batteries.
Here in the UK, for me to recycle my ion batteries off my vape devices, I've actually got to go to the council the actual council recycling centre and take them there, because there's no shops or recycling bins that will take them batteries, which is fair enough, because there can be a danger, and if they're not disposed of properly, but there's nothing about for them.
So here's a wild idea, okay? How about, instead of legislatures passing stupid laws that aren't actually protecting anyone, they are only hurting the smoker population that's out there and the ex-smoker population out there. How about they pass common sense laws that actually make sense? Like recycle programs that are mandatory. Wherever you bought your disposable from, they should be required by law to take that product back and send it back to the manufacturer for recycling.
Yep, it's a good idea. I could see an actual vape shop could probably get on board that, because obviously that's all they're selling. But yeah, your corner shop, your garage and all that, would they do that? You don't know.
They will if it's the law.
Yeah, possibly.
I mean, what's so hard about it? The truck that brings in the fresh stock can also take the spent recycling stock back to where it came from.
Yeah.
The only place that's going to have an issue with it is the distributor who originally sold them the new products, because now they have to pay to send that recycled content back to the manufacturers.
I'm surprised it hasn't been an opportunity for somebody to actually make money out of doing it. People do make money out of recycling whatever, rubbish, crap, whatever. So I'm surprised nobody's actually jumped on this, to make something out of it.
The perfect place to do that is the place that has already clamped down the hardest on vaping in this country. New York City, the most densely populated city in this entire country, could very easily set up something like that.
Yeah.
And you could literally have, some millionaire set up a business that actually takes this recycled stuff, takes it, sorts it, and then sells the plastic back to be reprocessed, sells the batteries back to be reprocessed.
Yep. It's gotta
Could
be
easily
somebody-
be done, but it's nobody's priority.
No.
It's not even on their radar.
True enough. Unbelievable.
So, unfortunately, this is not breaking news. This is just more fake news.
But then again, you could probably think it could probably tie in with stuff that gets recycled anyway. You know, like some of your battery-powered vacuums, you know, they've got the ion batteries in. You take them to the recycle centre, they get dismantled, everything. You could probably tie them in with that. You know what I mean? This could be something that's already out there. You could tie them in with.
That's why in this country, Home Depot does it, because the batteries that go on drills and cordless tools nowadays that have become so ubiquitous.
Yeah.
Your lawn tools that you use to cut your grass and weed and whack it and hedge trim it, they all run off of batteries now as an option. They're cordless.
So, I don't know. Like I
So
said,
they're taking the opportunity to recycle that material, which is a finite amount of natural resources that makes these batteries up for us.
Exactly. Like I say, nobody's interested. They're not really looking into it. It's just another way of tarnishing the vaping, isn't it? You know, the vaping industry. You know, they're causing environmental impact now. That's it. We should be banning them. You know, instead of addressing the problem and recycling. So, you know, that's what
We've got real problems in this society and in this world that can easily be solved if people focus on the real problem and not the symptoms that people are getting upset about.
Definitely. And a lot of it wouldn't be expensive or wouldn't be rocket science. It'd be just something simple.
And Mallory Gates, once again, is 100% right. The battery packs are made up of multiple 18650 batteries in a chain.
Yep. Definitely. So, like I say, they just don't want to know. That's a lot of it.
Everybody's got their blinders on. They only see what they want to see. What's going to get me votes? Oh, people are pissed off about this, so let me focus on just this because I'm not smart enough to actually fix the real problem at hand. That's not what my job is. My job is to make the public happy so I can get reelected.
Exactly.
It should be the public's opportunity to fire these people midstream if they don't actually do things to benefit the people that voted them in. There are very few areas in the country that have processes in place to pull people out of office if they're not doing the job right.
Well, we done it with the prime minister, so twice.
Yeah, you guys can do it with your prime minister. California can do it with their governor. The people can, you know, force a referendum to pull the governor out of his office before his term's up.
Mallory Gates.
Maybe this is something that should be considered elsewhere.
Yeah, Mallory Gates has stated Tesla has over 7,018,650 batteries in it. 60,444 battery packs. Jesus Christ.
Yep.
Imagine recycling them bad boys.
And the thing is that it isn't just Tesla cars that have these batteries in them. People take and create battery walls. We were talking about solar power last week, right?
Yeah.
People create battery packs for their solar panels out of 18650 batteries. They have walls that you can buy pre-made to slap in your garage, throw a solar panel up on the roof, run it into your home electric current, and set up basically a battery storage that you can use to charge your car when it gets home.
Wow.
Using free energy, not paying for it off of the grid.
It's got to show the technology's out there, isn't it? You know what I mean? Wow. Unbelievable.
It's out there and could be used.
Well, this is it. It's just like everything else, you know, it's just down to the dollar or the pound or whatever currency you may tender in.
And like I was saying earlier, you know, this whole thing about they have everybody up in arms about this spent vapes and e-cigarettes contributing to the new waste pandemic. How about we deal with the old waste pandemic? See, nobody wants to focus on the real problem. Real problem is smoking, right?
Yep. That's what it boils down to.
And I knew this was going to happen. Cigarette butts. The filters on the cigarette butts are the #1 most polluted item on the entire planet.
And like
Would you
say,
care to guess how many of these are disposed into the environment every single year?
I don't even think there's enough zeros that could got on the end of that.
Well, because I like to do research when I do the news, would you be surprised to find out that it's 4 trillion cigarette butts
Brilliant.
are improperly discarded in natural and urban environments?
Holy moly.
All of those cigarette butts leach their toxic substances into the environment.
Crazy, crazy. And like you said, they've got plastic fibers in as well, the microplastics that cause all the crap.
Yep. Acetyl acetate is what they're made of.
Holy moly, man.
I had it here. This is why the produced news takes so long to do, because, oh, there it is. It's in this actual scientific paper here. Cellulose acetate.
Oh, cellulose acetate.
That's the technical chemical name of the substance that is used to create the filter in cigarette butts.
Damn.
Made by the pharmaceutical industry, by the way.
No, there's a surprise. Well, I would never have guessed that one.
Made by the pharmaceutical industry for the tobacco industry.
Yeah.
And you wonder why they unilaterally fight vaping.
Exactly. They're all in each other's
So in the
pocket.
big scheme of things, do disposable vapes contribute to this global threat of not recycling and polluting the environment? I don't know. Like everything else, it's 95% less than what the real problem is contributing already now. You want to eliminate the number one source of pollutants into the environment? Let's wipe out smoking. Let's get everybody vaping. If everybody was vaping, the number one source of pollutants would no longer be cigarette butts.
Exactly. It's
More common sense.
like I say, it's not rocket science, is it?
No. Not rocket science at all. All right, so it's time to move on. Let's get that out of here. Because now we're going to talk about vaping causes significant harm.
Really.
And once again, here we're talking about good old Emily Banks from Australia.
Woohoo! Go on, Emily.
Epidemiologist and public health specialist who's led international research into the risks of vaping and electronic cigarettes. Yeah, I've read her studies. Nothing but hogwash, if you ask me.
It's normally the
Focusing on the most minute details and comparing it to perfection. She obviously doesn't live in a nice city that you can watch the buses drive down the road and the trucks drive down the road and see all the pollutants spewing into the atmosphere. She tests all of her electronic cigarettes against the clean filtered air in her lab.
Well, this is it. She is living.
Forget about comparing it to tobacco, smoke that's combusted. Now, why should we do that? Because that won't get us any more grant money. I've got this lady's number. So much so, it's unreal. She's getting money from Bloomberg. I guarantee you it. It's funneled into the university where she is at, where she does her research at. Matter of fact, her university actually has a Bloomberg wing for economics.
Well, funny you mentioned that there. William Dobson's just asked there who funds her. There's your answer.
It never goes through the direct route. It's not like Bloomberg writes her a check to write these studies out and stuff. It goes through all the nonprofits. We talked about this before. It is such a complicated web that they have set up, even here in the United States. The federal government issues money to these nonprofit organizations to protect the public, right? American Lung
Allegedly.
Association is one of the people he ends up with. Campaign for Tobacco-Free Kids is one of the people that ends up with money. But it gets channeled through these other alternative routes.
Yeah.
The National Cancer Institute funds research. The goal of the research is to find problems for politicians to fix. Now I'm sounding like Clive Bates.
Oh, dear.
She's a perfect example of doing the same thing in another country. How about let's look at some research that actually talks about what really needs to happen. Once again, from the University of Michigan, we have researchers rethink e-cigarettes' role in treating cigarette smokers' secret addiction. It's sad that it has to be a secret addiction. It's sad that I have to put filters into Google so we don't talk about the actual substance that keeps people from smoking. We all know it's nicotine. But the algorithm doesn't like it when we talk about that.
Secret addiction.
Kenneth Warner, Dean Emeritus, and Avitas Donna Bedidian, Distinguished University Professor Emeritus at the University of Michigan School of Public Health, says there is enough evidence to support electronic cigarettes use as a first-line aid for smoking cessation.
Baby.
Yep. Far too many adults who want to quit smoking are unable to do so. Electronic cigarettes constitute the first new tool to help them in decades. Yet relatively few smokers and indeed healthcare professionals appreciate their potential value. It's because doctors are misinformed as well. A new study was published in Nature Medicine, where Warner and his colleagues took the global view of vaping, examining countries that promote vaping as a smoking cessation and countries that don't. Here you have Kenny in the UK, where it has been adopted for smoking cessation. And even in his country, it isn't a first-line tool.
Nope.
Try the patches. Try these pills. Forget about the fact that some of the people that take these pills commit suicide because they're on them, because it reveals an underlying mental health problem that we didn't know about. Don't worry about that part. We can't go directly to the product that isn't going to cause any kind of side effects.
Crazy.
We want you to try these pills first that, you might end up committing suicide. But that's just the cost of, modern healthcare.
You'll definitely quit smoking, put it that way. Jesus.
Yeah. With one big, massive nail in the coffin that you swallow voluntarily because a doctor wrote you a piece of paper that said, this is better for you than smoking.
Yeah. Wow.
Sorry, guys, I'm on the soapbox today, but this stuff infuriates me. That's why it takes me 3 to 4 days to actually put out a news report.
Go for it. Honestly, go for it.
I've seen studies in other departments from Michigan that were horrible and questioned these people if Kenneth Warner knew they push it out, and I tagged him in it a few times.
Rock and roll. Go you.
Yeah, because they're independent thinkers. That's what scientists are supposed to be.
Yeah.
They are supposed to look at all the facts out there.
Well, this is it. Even the for and against, they've got to be neutral and just find the facts and present them.
That's what they need to do.
Yeah.
But obviously, some of these people have jumped on one bandwagon or the other, the right or the left of the issue, and they're going to stay there because that's where their funding comes from.
Well, this is it, and if they do find something that, the higher ranking authorities don't want to be made public, they just get pushed up. Unfortunately, the way the world works, mate.
Yep, unfortunately it is. But I got one more thing we're going to talk about today because, I I got to do at least 5 particular topics that we talk about. And I didn't even roll the scrolling text underneath that bumper. So, vaping while pregnant, is it safe? Once again, viral videos are the source of modern knowledge. And here we have a TikToker went viral for saying that she won't quit vaping while pregnant. And the CDC says that nicotine products are unsafe for pregnancy.
Okay.
Compared to what?
Yeah.
Compared to perfection? Stop shaming pregnant women who still vape or smoke. If they want to have their choices to do with their own bodies as they wish, why do we have to shame them to make them do what, that's hip right now for society? Smokers have gotten so used to being belittled for their habit, their personal choice to consume the products. It's okay now.
Yeah.
Well, here we have somebody that stood up for her rights and said, listen, stop shaming pregnant women who still vape or smoke. And it went viral.
It's down to choice, isn't it?
It is. It should be. It should stay that way.
Yeah.
So, what does the National Health Service in England say about this? Are e-cigarettes safe to use in pregnancy? Well, it says little research has been conducted into the safety of electronic cigarettes and liquids in pregnancy. It is not known whether vapor is harmful to a baby in the pregnancy. Okay, let's get the legal crap out of the way. What's your real actual statement on here? If you're pregnant, licensed NRT products such as patches and gum are a recommended option to help you quit smoking. Okay, now we checked off the box of getting the pharmaceutical industry happy with us. So what's your actual statement about pregnancy and vaping? But if you find using an electronic cigarette helpful for quitting and staying smoke-free, it's much safer for you and your baby than continuing to smoke deadly combustible cigarettes.
Voila.
Why is it at the end of the sentence, at the end of the paragraph, at the end of the answer?
Yeah.
We already know the facts. It should be first and foremost.
Yeah.
Stop smoking in whatever way works for you, because that is much healthier for you than continuing what you're doing now.
Holy
Period.
I'm seeing them, they skip around the answer, don't they? Well, no, you can try this. The dawdle around it instead of just saying, look, a vape instead of smoking. You know what I mean?
Because they don't want the pharmaceutical industry coming after them for dismissing the products that they spent billions on to get authorized in the regulatory framework for pharmaceutical therapies. And you have to keep the 100% certainty guarantee as the first and foremost. That's where the I don't know comes in every single thing that you read out there. Well, we really don't know. 82 million people use electronic cigarettes every single day, but we still don't know.
William Dobson said even a patch, you're still absorbing nicotine. So,
of course. The whole purpose of putting it on is so that you get your nicotine.
Exactly.
To help you with the withdrawal symptoms. But even the doctors don't bother to think that, you know what? It isn't just the nicotine that smokers crave when they stop smoking.
Yeah.
There are powerful MAOIs that are in a cigarette smoke that you consume that's an antidepressant that smokers use. You wonder why people smoke in the first place.
Yeah.
It's how they deal with stress. It's how they deal with the things that make them sad or upset.
Definitely.
To calm them down. Little dose of MAOI, a little dose of nicotine. Next thing you know, you're all chilled out and ready to go back to deal with life again.
Exactly. Mad.
Heaven forbid that we consume vaping products that actually make us feel good and taste wonderful and stimulate our senses beyond belief.
Oh, no, can't have that. You're kidding, aren't you?
All right, I've been beating a dead horse here for an hour, so I'm just going to jump real quick over the fact that the FDA admits vaping is safer than smoking, but refuses to correct the record. Once again, him hawing around about it. And then you might find one little sentence that actually says, you know what, it's better for you. So, sorry, we ran you through that whole rigmarole. If you stuck with it that long, we'll tell you the truth eventually.
Crazy. Oh, I love it.
So,
yeah, you never know. They might be coming round, man.
Well, that would be the end of the news for today. I've beat your ear for an hour about it. So let's focus on the fact that I need to get this out of here now. Goodbye for you. Goodbye for you. Goodbye for you. And see you next time. Cina-Roll.
Awesome.
Man, I love this flavor.
Well done, sir.
When I first made it, I'm like, you know, is this going to be like the other cinnamon roll stuff that I have out there where the cinnamon is just like, it's not astringent. It's like dries your mouth out. And when you eat a cinnamon roll, it's a background note. The sweetness and the bakery aspects are prominent.
Wow.
So that's why I let this thing sit here for 2 weeks.
It's a steeper, as they say. It's a steeper.
That it is, my friend.
Well, I'm going to jump and go.
Look how much is already gone.
On a side
I've been plowing through this. I opened this bottle up yesterday, and I finished off the other bottle that I had. And let me tell you, this thing is fantastic. Could it be sweeter, like a real cinnamon roll? Sure. Does it really need to be? Nah. But it has the perfect blend of cinnamon and sweetness that you can truly recognize as a cinnamon roll.
Oh, very good. On that note,
what, sir, are you vaping on?
I've finished my tea, so now it's for a beverage. Anyway.
Time for the beverage bumper. And for today's flavor explosion, I told you guys, the news gets me so fired up. I decided that it's time for a wine.
Oh my God, he's got 2020.
And look at the...
You do realize that's the shit we used to get drunk on as teenagers. Do you know that?
Yeah, look at the flavor. My favorite, blue raspberry.
Oh my God, 2020.
Mad Dog 2020.
Rich drinker's favorite.
And I'm going to take and put that into the Crazy Mason jar from the Milkshake bar in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Let me tell you, folks, if you ever have the opportunity to go visit Gatlinburg, Tennessee, you want to go to Dollywood, take the kids to Dollywood, fantastic. but you got to spend a day in downtown Gatlinburg on the Strip, okay? You can go see Old Red. He's got a restaurant down there. And if you go up the road where Bubblegum Shrimp is, across the street, you're going to find the Crazy Mason. And just like the image shows, this cup, when you get it, is covered from the lip all the way down here with caramel and chocolate.
Holy moly.
And the ice cream and the toppings that come out of this, I swear to God, are like 3 of these glasses stacked up on top of this glass.
Holy moly.
The chocolate chip cookie one that I had 2 massive chocolate chips as big as my hand stuck to the ice cream with the ice cream on top, sprinkles, and then the caramel and the chocolate covering the glass.
That looks more like a jam. That looks more like a jam jar though in the UK. We put jam in ours.
That's exactly what mason jars are normally used for. Yeah, canning, jellies, and canned goods.
Oh, but yeah, I like it. It's novel. I like your style.
Well, today I'm going to take and put some Mad Dog in there because I knew we got an hour of news to cover. I got some ice because I might have to put it on the rocks, and maybe this would be a better appropriate thing after the stuff we talked about already today.
See, if everybody's commenting on it already, you know. Net Reality Graham there, MD 2020, teenager. Mallory Gates has said, we are going to die on MD 2020 or puke the rainbow.
Sean Lynch says that his favorite flavor is blue raspberry as well.
Oh, hey.
William Dobson says that this is going to drive his blood sugars up through the roof.
Holy moly. God, that's just rolling back to our teenage years, that stuff, man. It's mental.
Can I admit something to you?
Oh, well then.
I've never had this.
No way. Get Seth.
Never
What?
had Mad Dog.
Where have you been?
I drank beer.
It was part of growing up.
Yeah. Well, see, my European family heritage allowed me to have little sips of beer. So I was never deprived of alcohol, so therefore I never seeked it, you know, to fully party and get drunk and plastered and all that other stuff like a lot of kids did. Because ever since I was a little kid, you know, it's customary on the holidays, you get little sips of wine or, you know, beer or whatever you fancy for the holidays as a little toast. New Year's.
Yeah. Well, I used to get stuff at Christmas. You get like a port and lemonade, mostly lemonade, but you just get a port and lemon, you know, for New Year's.
Yeah, most of the time, you know, the parents would buy the non-alcoholic, you know, sparkling apple cider or something like that. But if they're drinking a glass of wine, you want to taste it? There you go, taste it.
I'll tell you what was a big one as well for the parents giving baby sham. Oh, I don't even think you can get that anymore.
I'm not even familiar with that.
Oh, it was like in a little green bottle. It tasted like champagne, but obviously it wasn't. But it was in a little green bottle, and it had like I think that little little Bambi reindeer as its logo, and it was called Baby Sham. Very all the miners got it at Christmas.
Sean. Questions for Vaping Heat. Is your favorite flavor for e-liquid custard?
It could be. Yeah, I think it could be, my friend.
Cheap and effective. Yes, and I totally get it, man. This is a fantastic flavor. Holy shit, is this good.
Oh, there's tons and tons and tons of flavors for it now. Honestly, there's mad, man.
Yes, there is. Matter of fact, I did pull up their website on the other browser, which I'll have to throw in here to Chrome.
It's that argument for the underage drinkers, the attraction to all the flavors. Just look at Mad Dog.
The underage vapors, right? It's all flavors, right? Flavors attract kids. So, well, do flavors really attract kids? Let's take a look at it. Gee, I don't know.
Oh, look at them bad lads. Oh,
Look at all them flavors. Dragon fruit, blue raspberry, banana red, electric melon, golden pineapple, red grape wine, peaches and cream, strawberry and kiwi, orange jubilee, island pineapple, tangy orange, and sweet blue raspberry.
The blue raspberry was what we kind of grew up on a bit there, and a bit of strawberry. Yeah, I remember that.
Leo Barry, hello and welcome to the stream.
Hi, Leo. Yeah,
The original ready to drink. Our grape wine is made with juicy, luscious fruit infused with tasty flavors to create a unique variety of MD 2020 selections. Enjoy Mad Dog 2020, cold, any way you like it, chilled, cocktail, or on the rocks.
Oh, yes. Oh, it's nice with ice. Oh, it is like. So that's just what you've been talking about. You were on beer. I was on 2020. Now the rules have been reversed. You're on 2020.
Exactly.
I'm on a beer.
You can't fault us for trying something new all the time and coming up with something that we like even better than the other stuff that we had last time.
2020, man, Christ almighty.
And holy crap, is that good? But because of how sweet it is, I see why you have to have ice.
Yeah. Oh, it's
So
nice
we'll
on the rock.
convert this one to the rocks, throw some ice in here.
Get it in there, lovely. A cold drink is look.
That is fantastic.
Hang on a minute. You're turning me into a mixer. I'm turning you into an alcoholic.
I guess that's what it all boils down to, doesn't it? Just take things and put them into their fundamental spheres.
That's kind of, yeah.
Now, let's bring a little sense of reality into this. You always pay a heavy price the day after, though.
Oh, yes. Oh, my God. The hangover from hell. Really. It's because...
How about apple pie custard and cinnamon and vanilla?
Oh, who's that? Who's that?
Sean Lynch was saying.
Oh. Oh, you're talking my language, mate. Yeah, you used to get the hangover of hell of that because, like you see, it's like a nice soft drink, and you can just hammer it. You can literally drink it like water, and you know, and you just have about 2 or 3 bottles before you know it, and that's it. Hangover from hell.
Wow, is that good?
It's a nice drink. It's a nice, refreshing drink. It's lovely, especially on a hot summer's day. It's gorgeous.
Mad Dog 2020, today's illustrious flavor explosion. And I get it. I totally see now why all the teens dove for it, you know, back in the day.
Plus, it's pretty cheap as well. It's not an expensive drink.
Yeah, because all it is a wine that they add a bunch of sugar and flavors to.
Yeah.
Like wine and Kool-Aid mixed together.
Good thinking, eh?
Yeah. Unbelievable. They've made billions of dollars off of that product.
Oh, God, man. Trace, it's been...
Guarantee you.
Oh, Jesus. Wow. MD 2020. It's just... just bringing the childhood in. It's just bringing the childhood back.
That's the whole idea. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with our people our age wanting to re-explore their childhood and do the things that they never got around to doing?
Exactly. Good old God. Good times. That's all I can say. Good times. Fantastic times.
Yeah.
And some cracking times with that stuff. Sometimes I couldn't even remember, but we had some good times on. My God.
Time for the bogan.
Oh, here we go. He's doing the bogan. Ooh.
Nope.
Nope.
That Mad Dog is so sweet and so succulent. That Cina-Roll has no chance of success.
You would have to have a very, very strong flavor to beat that one, trust us.
And something that contrasted the sweetness in that.
Might go alright with the custard.
Nope, not even a custard.
Oh my god. Oh, that's sweet as
But
hell.
having a vape shortly after your saliva's had a chance to break down that mad dog a little bit and get your palate back to somewhat normal, man, does that Cina-Roll shine.
That's what it is. You just need to coat the mouth with it rather than, yeah.
Fantastic.
Beer does nothing for anything. Beer does nothing for anything. It's as simple as that.
Sitting here drinking and chatting like a bunch of old ladies isn't what these people come here for. So how about we get ready to do our retro vape? A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, VooPoo decided to invent the Drag X PnP-X kit. And my camera won't stay still. My apologies. And I've got two of them here because I really wanted the whole King Arthur court aspect of things. So I went out and bought one, ordered it online. And when we were at our vape shop hopping in Cleveland, Ohio, at Fog Vapory in Fairview Park, Ohio, matter of fact.
Sorry about that,
I saw that they had one, so I had to pick one up. Because who doesn't love the look of that?
Is that the X one or the S? X. X marks
The difference between the X and the S is the S has a built-in battery, whereas the X allows you to throw in an 18650.
Well, I can show you one because that is mine there. Mine is an S. That is mine. With a lovely blue coated leather. Quite
I
nice.
love that whole King Arthur's Court theme to it.
Lovely. So no, I'm enjoying it. Me, the battery on this lasts quite a while. It's I mean, this is the flare. I've been vaping this 3 weeks. It's on the red there now. And what's that? 2 weeks? It's been sitting there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I suppose if I vaped it regular and changed it a bit more, but like I say, I can leave it and go to it and whenever. And I'm getting just over 2 weeks out of it.
And like I said, I've got two of them because the first one that I got, I opened it up and tried it. I'm like, oh man, it's going to be fantastic. And then I couldn't get the rubber to open behind this ridiculous closed system that they have in place.
Yeah.
So they put a rubber seal behind it.
That's why you buy the pods. I mean, with me, these were the, that's right, you see, I'm just terrible. I've got this, like, these are the 5 ml pods. Obviously, in the UK, you get the 2 ml, so.
I figured that, maybe I just got a bad batch. So I didn't bother doing the review on the Drag X. I'm like, all right, I got another one. Let's take a look at the other one. Finally open up the other one. Another beautiful pod. Let's see if we can get this to open.
They're a nice looking mod for what they are.
This thing is so thin.
What exactly?
And it doesn't want to release. I do not want to pull any harder on this little skinny, tiny rubber tag because I know it's going to rip.
Oh, I see what you mean. It's well in, put it that way.
The nub that goes into the tank is too big, too rounded for you to easily pull it out. And if I yank on this little tab that they included, which is so bloody thin, I mean, literally, it's like the size of a sheet of paper.
Wow. See, I don't like them like they're on the sides. I think they're an absolute nightmare to get out of. Especially if you've got
Look at that, my fingernail is thicker than this little tabby that you're supposed to pull this open with.
That is nuts.
So what do you do with it? Do I take my pick in here once again and try and pop it out? And then hope that once I put some liquid on this, it'll actually come in and out easier?
That's probably the only thought. Is it not like... See now, like when the popping in, it's not like a vacuum or something. It's sucking it in as well, you know, when they hoik it in.
No, because the bottom of the tank is open. There's no coil in it. There's no suction involved.
I gotcha.
It's the little nib that they put on the end of the piece that goes in there that's rounded and a ball that actually goes in there to stop it from wanting to open up on its own. Rather than it being a straight-sided thing, they literally made it rounded and puffed out. So once it was in there, you couldn't get it out.
Locks in, pretty much. It's like you see, if you do manage to get out one piece, and it may lube up with a bit of e-liquid, it might be easier. But like I say, it's the initial getting it out while it's dry as a bone. That's the issue.
So there you have it. There's the DragX PnP-X kit. Let's hope that the pod tank that's sold separately that you can put onto any mod is actually going to be better.
Yeah, I think I've got some kicking about. Some coils.
So let's get the old knife out. Make sure that there's no barcodes visible.
Where's my
links to VooPoo's website.
Oh, don't be doing that, matey. You'll get your bottom smacked.
We've got a nice tabby on here to pull it out of the box. There we have it.
I have. I put them upstairs.
The little user manual. Hold out deal. We have a stock coil. 2 stock coils to fit in here.
Should that be for that? That should be there.
And we have a drip tip that's non-removable on this. And it pops out. And we've got our 510 adapter that we can throw onto any other mod that we choose. I've been cleaning my desk off one by one, removing things.
Really? Have you been being cool and getting yourself organized?
Little by little.
Good, I'll check.
So let's pull out this Stabwood mod and check it out.
That's a nice little one, isn't it?
Yeah. Ultroner Gaia. Fingerprint magnet, as you can tell. But I love this mod. That doesn't look that doesn't look half bad on there.
That reminds me, I'm going to need some cartridges for my X-Lim shortly.
I did find my original X-Slim.
Oh, where was it?
Sitting next to the sofa, I've got a CD rack that is basically my end table. You know, it's the width of a CD, the top of it.
Yeah.
Well, I must have set it down there the one time after we got home from my mother's, and it slipped behind it between the sofa and the CD rack.
Well, there you go.
Running the sweeper the other day, I was moving stuff around, and I pulled it out, and I'm like, that's where it went. I was so freaking happy because it was filled with that pod candy, the blue raspberry pod candy. Holy cow, was that flavor fantastic.
But isn't it gone? Gimme.
Oh, I love the thing. It's sitting on my bedroom headboard right now because I love it so much.
It's your companion now, eh?
All right, let's get this. See if we can find out what coil resistance this is. Of course not. I have VooPoo written on there.
It should tell you, I would have thought.
How are you supposed to read that thing? Can they print it any smaller?
With a camera and a zoom lens? That's how you read it.
Come on, buddy, focus.
Hang on, get a look. You are looking at
0.3.
32 to 40 watts.
Fantastic. That's the VM1 coil. And since we're on a roll, let's pop open the other one.
That's how you read them, a zoom lens camera.
Look at that one's easy to read. That's the 0.15 ohm. 60 to 80 watts, the VM6. I love that coil.
60 to 80, wow.
Yeah, 0.15 ohm, 60 to 80.
Get in there.
That is fantastic.
That's the one I'd be going for, like.
And look how the filling system is on this. It's on the bottom. And it's thick enough, and there's no real significant nub on it. Oh, yeah, there is a nub on that one, too. Why VooPoo loves to put those nubs on there is beyond me. But this one is easy enough to open up and change.
Well, you're saying this is the same. If I can show you that. See this bloody light. I've got my lights behind the camera. Hang on a minute. I'll just see if I can zoom her in a touch. See if you can see it. I've got the same kind of thing here. The fill button is there on that one. I don't know where you can see it, but that's what it is. See, exactly the same. You've got a plastic tab. Obviously, I've got no fingernails because I keep biting them all the time. There you go. You pop it out from the bottom like that. Over there you are. Pop it out from the bottom. And there you go. Same thing. I think this film system is brilliant compared to the side ones. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah. I wish the other one was the exact same way. I mean, I love the intricacy of the spinny ring on the top, but I hate to tell you, the bottom fill system is just so much better.
I need to zoom back out. Jesus Christ, that's too close. You see my perfect complexion.
And last week we made that banana graham buttercream cake. And I said, listen, this is with all the creams and the butters in here, this is something that's definitely going to have to sit. Well, here we are a week later. We're finally going to find out how good last week's recipe was. Because that's what I'm going to put in this thing. So I'm going to throw a little dab in here just to make sure that the top of the cotton is fully saturated, because that's where 99% of the time you're going to get your first singeing of your cotton, right on the very, very top of it. Okay?
Yeah.
Why the cotton isn't going all the way to the very top? It could go just a hair longer. Not really sure, but it is what it is. So we'll slap that coil in there. Pop this open. And fill up this pod with this wonderful juice. Oh! Do not push your fill thing all the way in.
Oh dear. Got a little excited, that one.
That's one thing I don't like about these bottles. Those stupid little tips.
You can't. That's bullshit. I'm sorry.
These things slide right out.
I'm sorry. I'm just disagreeing with Mallory Gates there. She said she could see stray nose hairs. I'll have you know. I will have you know that when I visit the hairdressers, as you all may well notice, I have got nothing on top anymore. He actually waxed my nostrils, and that was not a pleasurable experience. So if there's any nose hair, I'm going back and complaining. Because it bloody hurt.
This is the problem when you have a single fill hole.
Yeah, there's no way for the back pressure, is there? They get air to get that.
So you can't push this all the way in there. You have to put it off to the side.
Yeah. Did I notice? I was going to warn you about that. You've got to go easy with it, man.
Yeah. Well, like I said, part of that is to do with this bottle. This is a Gorilla bottle that I will never buy again. You think you're buying Gorilla and that you can stand behind every single one of their products? Not true.
No.
This one is crap.
I've
I
noticed.
utterly despise this nipple that's on here.
It's too small. I mean, look at the volume of liquid you're trying to force through that little end. It just doesn't. It doesn't work. You
And the
need to cut-
design
you need to
of this
cut the
nipple
end off
piece,
that.
look at the shape for the plug.
Yeah.
You see how it's tapered in? And all you have are these little tiny nubs in here to keep this secured on there. But the hole is so small to reduce the flow rate coming out of the bottle. If you squeeze that bottle, because it's so soft,
Look at the size
it
of that
literally
hole.
ejects this.
You want to cut? You want to get a pair of scissors and cut about 5 mil off the end of that tip. Busters.
I don't think you would even need 5 mil. You could probably just do 1 mil. The thickness of this rolled over plastic.
Cut the end. Yeah, just cut that nib
That
off.
would quadruple the flow rate right there. Just 1 mil off the end.
What I would do, snip that end off.
But the problem still is the fact that the design of this tapered insert is going to easily eject this if you put too much pressure trying to squeeze this bottle.
Oh, easy.
And I should probably go and wash my hands because our secret sauce is transdermal and will absorb through my skin, but the amount that I'm actually going to absorb is so infinitesimally small that I'm not concerned about it. Worst case scenario, an hour from now, I'll feel a buzz.
If you start floating about in the next hour, we'll know why.
So,
You got there.
while this lovely tank is sitting here saturating the coil the rest of the way, how about we get into the RTA, a rebuildable pod tank. You have an accessory bag and one pod tank.
That's cool.
And despite what the label says, there is no nicotine in this product. You have to choose to put it in there.
Yeah, but it's the end user's choice. That's my... That bothers my piss that when you buy hardware and they say it contains nicotine. No, it's not. It's a tool. It's an item. You know what I mean?
Here's the irony, okay? On that little tiny tank that has stock coils in it, we got a massive fold-out piece of paper. This is what you get with the rebuildable tank.
A rebuildable tank. Picture.
There's your instruction sheet. Just like that.
Yeah, it's saved on paper, I suppose.
Compared to this.
Yeah. Exactly. It's a roadmap.
Granted, this one is available. Oh, I didn't open it the whole way. There you go. There's one more flap. Granted, this one is in 3 languages. But
Well, there's that. There's the multilingual side of it, I suppose.
anyway, let's take a look at our lovely rebuildable tank. Once again, 510 adapter. So we can throw this on any device that we choose. We have bottom fill once again. Easy to fill. Very small opening. And there is a nub. No, multiple nubs on this. Man, does that take some effort to put in there. Unscrew that, and there's our build deck.
That's going to be very small, I take it.
Very small, and the fluid capacity on this isn't very much either. Look at the cap over top of it, and the diameter between the edge of the plastic and the cap.
Holy moly.
That's not a whole lot of... You can be filling this thing up constantly. Unless you put a mouth-to-lung coil in here.
Maybe it would be better for an MTL setup. Ba, 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 ba.
Does it include coils?
Ooh, that's the question.
You get cotton.
Gotta be coils if there's cotton there, surely.
One coil. Right there. But it doesn't tell you what kind of coil it is, what material it's made of.
Oh, I hate them ones. Aye.
It would be wonderful if they would simply give you that little bit of information.
That's one of my pet hates. Oh, some free coils.
Because there's people that are allergic to the nickel.
Exactly.
So if it's not Canthol, you know, that's something that they're going to have to contend with. I wonder how many coils were sold that people that have nickel allergies get it and go, well, I'm pitching those coils because I don't know what they are.
Exactly. Nope. You don't want none of that shit.
There's our coils, and I'm going to assume this is the standard size.
Yeah.
.3 millimeters. And it is.
Yeah, it's definitely an MTL setup, that, like, without a doubt.
And it's a 3 millimeter inner diameter.
That seems a lot of coil for a little tank, doesn't it? 3 mil. Jesus.
It's one of those ones you got to rotate in.
Yeah. And up and under. And up and under. Get in, you little swine. They're paying them sometimes, like. There you go now.
All right, so let's get it centered over the opening.
Bang in the middle, that's what you want.
How much space do we have between the deck and the coil? So,
Yeah, it doesn't look too bad.
this is one of those ones where I'm going to have to hold tension upward on it once it's in, keeping it centered. It can be a little contortionist to try and get these coils in here.
Yeah. And yes, sometimes when you see you tighten them screws up and it kicks the leg out. No!
So you keep your finger on it.
Yeah. Oh, William. You know, you just make me so jealous. He's on his Hog V3 with the Nightmare RDA 28mm with a 0.9 ohm coil in. Oh my lord.
And that coil's pretty good in there. So let's grab our snips. Where'd they disappear to?
William Dobbins is making everybody envious with his setup. Damn.
Moved it right off camera.
Oh, I'm terrible for that.
Make sure these are snipped flush so we don't get any shorts. We'll throw our cap on and we'll take our resistance. 0.23 ohms. No shorts.
Yep, that looks good. Inspiring.
So we'll take that off and give ourselves our little dry burn.
What is a hotspot not? A hotspot. Glad me. Come on. In you get.
Do a little space.
I'm getting there.
How's that?
Ooh, that was hot. There you go.
Have our nice cotton here, but because we have 3 millimeters, I'm going to use my fancy schmancy agliated cotton.
Yeah. The fancy schmancy cotton, eh? Oh, I look at him furious, you know, that's cheating, that, you know. That's cheating.
Yeah, 60 to 80 this thing was, wasn't it?
I believe so. 60 to 80 on a single coil. Wow.
No, not for that one.
That's not
For the
for that
original one.
Yeah,
For the original one with the 0.1.
That's right, aye.
0.15 ohm coil.
That's the one, yeah. Oh, yeah, you had that steam at the side, didn't you? That's the boy. Hey,
Lots of airflow.
Oh, they are.
I like that drip tip that's on here. Holy crap, is that good?
Yeah.
The VooPoo coils are good. Ain't no question about that. The VooPoo Vinci, I love that freaking little pod thing. Did that a couple years ago for the Christmas special. Man, that thing was fantastic, especially with the candy cane I made back then. It was crispy Kringle or something recipe.
Yep. They're a good pod. They're all right. I like them.
I kind of get a banana gram. This thing's going to need to sit longer. That's something else I found out about a long time ago. When you go and you put something in here, a juice that you made yourself that isn't quite ready, because of the fact that you're heating this liquid up with this coil in here, you know, you can take half a dozen drags on this, set it on your desk, come back in 24 hours after you've heated this thing up a little bit, and this thing will be at least 3 days ahead of the bottle that just sits on your desk.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll come back tomorrow. I'll try this thing out. I'd be willing to bet that the banana is going to become a little bit more prominent. I think that the creams and the cake is going to separate out a little bit more. I get the scent of graham, but I don't get any type of flavor of graham. Yeah, there's no honey aspect to it at all, which you would expect out of a graham cracker.
The old golden graham, isn't it?
William Dobson says that the PnP coils will last longer if you fluff the cotton a little bit on the inside.
Yeah. I've heard that with everybody used to do that with their Sabomas, didn't they? They just sit and put pins in the side of them and let the fucking juice flow and all that stuff. Whether it works or not, I wouldn't know. I've never tried it.
You said he's vaping on that purple Asgard 30 millimeter you were talking about earlier.
I'm just not even gonna. I'm just not gonna. You know, he's just making us all envious.
You love that Asgard, don't you?
I'm not even gonna acknowledge that.
I'm just gonna sit here and sip my Mad Dog.
Whoa, hang on. Too high. Too high.
Wow, is that good?
Yeah, it's good stuff, that old Mad Dog. That would explain why not.
That juice is a little throaty with this PnP coil.
Yeah.
I do kind of get a little bit of the banana now that I've had that Michael Redfern, hello and welcome.
Oh, hello, Michael. Oh, God. I think I might need more coils for that, shorty. Jesus. Oh, yeah.
Man, I wish I could get over that drag X and that little flap that's in there. I'm going to have to sit here and pick with a dull pick and push that thing out so I can fill that tank up. Because I really do love the VooPoo coils.
There's another one. You know, you were talking about the bottom fill. This, the pods for this little Moti X thing I've got, which I think I've showed you before. It looks like a little bullet. You know what I mean? This little bullety thing. But they're the same. The pods have got that same flap on the bottom down there. Exactly the same at the bottom. It's really solid and it's thick and all that stuff.
I've been looking for the pre-filled pods for you, but I haven't found anybody carrying it.
Honestly, I think, who was it? It was an American reviewer who done it, and he had them, flavored pods. I was like, where
you have to email him and find out where he got them from.
That's something I'm tempted, see, where'd you get them from, mate? Flavor.
All right, so we gave that a nice dry burn. That thing's cooled off. Let's take our aggregated cotton, slide it right through there.
What have I got in this? I don't know what the hell I've got in it. Oh, hang on. Oh, Jesus. I know what that is. Holy moly.
Cut it flush with the edge of the tank.
Where'd I put the top of that? Hang on a minute, I'm going to try something here. What about that? Hang on. Whap that on. See if that'll do it.
Oh, your light looks fantastic.
That's better, isn't it? That's better.
Yeah.
I've gone to the light now. You can see what's going on.
Desk lamp.
Yeah, it's just well, no, it's an actual LED light, but I've got strapped on me. It's what it is because my camera is behind me light, so obviously when I come to show something, I'm not lit up properly unless I put a light on. But like I say, that's that. Like I say, there you go. That's that bottom rubber there. You can see it. Exactly the same type of fill. And obviously they're much better than the actual the stupid what do you call them? I think they say them side.
Than the side top fill.
They're much stronger. Actually, that's a slightly. The only thing is with that light, like with that being behind, I get out my glasses now and then. What light's all over?
Yeah, but it works for you to try and show off something like that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you're nice and bright. Oh man, I love it. Really contrasty with the background, the colors and the dim of the background.
Yeah, I've got to turn it, so it's not like in your face bits. So you don't got like these two lights glaring. I mean, yeah, you can see if I look at
just
it
move it off like another 15 or 20 degrees, and it won't get on your glasses. And
that's right.
But it's good.
That's where I need me lights, but obviously I can't get behind because there's a wall.
That's honestly the reason why I ended up moving the studio out of our bedroom, because the light that I had, the primary light that's now mounted on the wall, was legit in the walkway between the dresser and the foot of the bed.
Yeah.
And it was constantly moved back and forth in order for me to use it and then not trip over it when it's time to go to bed every night.
Well, this is it. I've got to set all this up literally before we come on air, and it's like up, down.
Yeah.
Like you said, when you finish, you've got to take it all down because you've got wires running about, and even the dog trips over them.
But if I actually move it into the proper slot, make sure it's not going to choke the coil.
I'll use that. Like, there's more of a rim light there. There you go. That's a bit better. There you go. That looks a bit better.
That looks fantastic.
I've kind of got it bouncing off the wall now. It's like bouncing off the wall and then reflecting back rather than in your face. It's all right.
Yeah, I did that before, and I actually ordered inside here is a big reflector.
Yeah. Oh, they definitely work, like.
It's massive. But you can literally put this on the wall, and it diffuses the light. You aim the light at this, and then...
That's right, yeah. Just bounces it back up, doesn't it? That's massive. Jesus.
Roll down the hallway.
Exactly.
All right, so this is fantastic. What am I going to throw on this?
See, with it being an MTL, that round over there a bit like that. Maybe just.
I've got the Soulless grape, but I have a feeling that because Soulless made the Salty Man Purple Rain, it's going to be the exact same grape flavor.
Yeah.
So put that off to the side. Let's just put some of the OG blue on there. Something I know what the flavor is going to be already.
Yeah, we've got to test a flavour that you know. On first looks like it looks like a canny little setup, you know what I mean? Build your own little single coil on there.
Kind of reminds me of the Mongrel. Airflow is obviously different, but
yeah,
it does have the undercoil airflow. But the way that the legs just slide into the slots.
Yeah. Looking good.
And so easy to fill. Make sure it's at the top. Make sure that that's the nice thing about these.
Make sure you leave
tips.
Make sure you leave plenty of room. You don't want to fire back again.
Man, you got to really squeeze this bottle. Get the fluid in there.
Yeah, when it gets to 50% air, they get a bit more difficult to squeeze, don't they?
Yeah, and when this tank gets to be full, it's a matter of negotiating so that the air's the highest point in the tank.
Oh, yeah.
Why does VooPoo feel they need to make this so tight when you seal this thing up and throw that in there?
I think they do loosen off with use. I mean, this one here was pretty tight, and it does get a bit looser with use.
It went up to 0.29 now that it's been sitting in there with the cotton and the juice.
But it was it 0.3? Was it 0.3 or was that the other one?
It was the stock coil that came with it.
Ah, that was the 0.3 one.
Throw that in the recycling bin for cleaning. We'll slap this on the Aegis Max.
Damn.
That doesn't look too bad.
I see it's a low 510 there. It guns on anything, pretty much. I don't know.
So there you have it. New coil, 0.3. I'm going to start this off at 45.
Yeah. Ish.
Wow, is that blue raspberry fantastic?
Plenty flavor of it, yeah.
Nice flavorful vape out of this. Wow. Fantastic.
Very pleased with that one, eh?
And I'm getting the strawberry out of it too. That's something that, you know, I can tell when my arbiter needs replaced because the strawberry dissipates and all you get is just a little bit of blue raspberry with the sweetness.
Yeah.
That's when I can tell the coils are starting to cake up.
Yeah, kind of tails off a bit, yeah.
But wow, new coil in here. What a fantastic vape. And running that at 45 watts with a 21700 battery in here, this thing's going to last at least 2 days.
Depends how much you enjoy it, my friend.
And there you go. You can swap the tank out.
Yeah, so how does it actually run? Does it? Oh, what is it? It's about 10 on it. Duh. Cool.
Reads 0.29 on here. We'll run that at 45 watts. That looks really good on there.
Oh, that's awesome.
Silver and gold always go good together, especially when you pair it up against a nice brown leather.
It's a nice looking setup. Yeah,
Works great. I think it looks a lot better than they did on the Aegis.
Oh, definitely.
So stubby.
Does exactly what it says on the tin, my friend. That's what you want. Happy days.
Tragedy. I've just split the last of my mince pie juice. I guess you're gonna have to make some more.
Oh, that's a shame.
Becca Nicole says this is beautiful.
It is. It's a nice looking setup. Really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Like I say, mine's like more. You'll be able to see it now because I've got a light on. Mine's more like a gunmetal, you know, with the blue leather.
Oh yeah, that looks good.
And that's got the same kind of scenario. It's got a smoky type glass on the top so it blends in. Lovely little setup. I'm quite impressed with it actually.
Yeah.
But that's the S, it's not the X. This is the built-in battery. Jesus. But funny enough, I've got a 0.3 coil and I've been vaping it at 50 watts. Oops.
We could bump it up.
Yeah.
Try it at 50.
It's just nice. Really nice.
Flavor goes down just a touch.
Yeah.
But the warmth is much more present in it now.
Probably if you sat in the middle, like say, you know, between 45 and 50, you might get the happy balance, you know what I mean?
Not much difference at 47.
Nah.
Yeah, I think 45 is the peak flavor potential on that coil.
I've just looked at that. The puff counter's reading 2,596 on this. So as you can tell, it's been getting used.
I got 7.
Ouch.
First time I'm using this mod.
What's that one? Oh, sorry.
That's the Drag X
It's all right,
PnP-X kit with the gold finish.
I'll take it. Get your seal of approval, that one, then, yeah?
Yeah, if I was going out somewhere and had to get all dressed up, this would be a perfect little thing to take along with me.
Yep, it's a nice little out.
My only concern is the fact how fast I'm going to plow through the juice.
Oh, God, I. Definitely. They like a drink. They definitely like a drink. Put that over there.
Awesome sauce. So I'm going to throw that back in the box. And I think it's now time for our random recipe. Sorry, guys. I know the bumper's kind of long on there, but I kind of need it in order for me to put away the stuff that we just got done dealing with and building.
I love William. William, you're an absolute legend. William Starwood, Viva Heed. They like to drink. At least you have something in common. Yeah.
Cheers.
I'll tell you what it is. I'm going to take this opportunity to show you this. And I've told you I like this little mini Valhalla. Now I've got some light here. I want to show you the deck. And there it is. If you can see it on that. That's the deck on it, right? Can I zoom
wow.
in here? If I can have a bit of a zoom in here. Let's have a look. Just see if we can see. I've got some light on it now. But the thing is that,
yeah.
oh, hang on. You're losing us again. The air comes in from the side. Hang on. The light's not shining. You see, like there's a big air hole there on the side.
Yeah.
And that comes in there and it slams bang on right underneath the coil. And that's why this is such a good tank, because them coils literally sit right on top of that massive airflow. And that's why it's such a flavour banger. Absolutely love this tank. Hang on, I'm just trying to get one in focus. So, come on, you little bugger, you get in. There you go, we're in. That's it. Literally, but these coils literally sit smack bang on the top. And look at the juice well, man. The juice well is deep it out on them, and they're amazing.
Yeah, it's huge for juice well on a dripper.
Yeah, that's why I absolutely love this one. It's amazing, honestly. Absolutely awesome.
That's fantastic, my friend.
But honestly, you need to get your hands on one of them if you do. Honestly, they're brilliant. There we go. That's it. You can see me ugly mug again.
I'll have to get around, but I have no idea who around me even has anything like that.
That's ready to wick for when we do the. You've got to remember the. We've got to squeeze this fella in.
So what can we make? What can we make?
Ooh, what we're doing today?
Fruit roll-up, strawberry cheesecake, tropics on heat.
Well, you can't do strawberry cheesecake. Sure, you can. Because we've got strawberry milkshake on the go, haven't we? When we're getting
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
I'll put that there.
We did that strawberry gushers before. That was pretty good.
That's what it's going on when we get done.
Let's jump a couple pages in and see where we're at. Honeydew melon.
Oh, God.
So we just have wild melon and honeydew. Seems more like a summery drink. Not to say that it hasn't been warm enough to be considered the beginning of summer. I'm going to be honest with you.
We are very mild at the moment over here. Well, I think we're like 17 degrees at some point yesterday down south.
The wind has been unbelievable lately.
We've had a few winds. Well, we've just had Storm Otto or something, which was just basically wind.
Mango slush. Cooling agent. My wife wouldn't like that. So it's just basically peach and mango. And with 4% of juicy peach from TFA, it's going to be a little throaty, a little dry. The reason why they say stay hydrated when you're vaping, some of these flavors can be really harsh, really dry out your mouth.
The
definitive three-banger custard from 2021. Okay. From a UK friend here, I'm going to be making this three-banger custard, and I know it's not going to be ready. Well, we'll just let it sit a couple weeks like we've done with the other things.
Vanilla bean ice. Hold on, I've got vanilla bean ice cream Capella, vanilla bean ice cream TPA. Ah.
Buttercream, super sweet.
Vanilla swirl. Ooh.
Vanilla bean ice cream.
You've got a choice there. Like,
both Capella and TPA.
Yeah.
All right. And vanilla custard from Cap.
And God, that's going to be very vanilla-y.
And vanilla swirl from TPA.
I think we're going to have quite a bit of vanilla in this one, like.
That's fantastic. I love vanilla. I put vanilla creamer in my coffee every single day.
Really? Wow.
So it's hard pressed for me to find a recipe where the vanilla actually is prominent enough in the recipe that I can still taste it after drinking my vanilla creamered coffee.
Wow.
So this is going to be interesting. Now, the question is, what size do I make?
There's a lot going. There seems to be a lot going in there, doesn't there?
I'm going to go with a 60 ml bottle since this is going to be a steeper. And once again, it's another one of these bottles where you have a separated top. It slides in there. This bottle is much firmer than the other one.
Yeah.
But this tends to stay in better than it does with the soft bottle. Move that off to the side. We'll slide our scale in here. Zoom out to fit everything into view. Go into the recipe.
Okay.
I'm going to adapt this. 60 mils. There's our recipe. No such recipe exists.
Wow.
What the hell?
How does that work? Ah.
See if it's in my list. No.
That's odd.
Banana Foster's is nice. It's Dusty Country Road, and that certainly does sound nice.
Remember fucking login.
There we go. Now she worked.
H-A. Right.
So we'll start off with buttercream from Capella.
Oh, God. Well,
3.6.
Beyond juice. Oh, wait. Gotcha.
Two drops, threw it over. Super sweet from Capella.
Pardon my ignorance, but I know that Graham's been in on chat. I don't know if he's still in Net Reality. And when he goes under his name for his e-liquid recipes, he's called Monkey on Juice. And I'm just looking at what he's got here on ELR, and he's got a couple of pages of his recipes up here. He's quite a good mixer, Graham.
We'll have to check it out.
He's got some nice flavor. He's got hot cross buns, for God's sake. Cherry tunes, mixed milk, sexy peachy. He's actually got it just custard up. Ah. He's got some good stuff on there, like. Also got, what else has he got? Funky green beans, which is jelly bean, pineapple, green lime, super sweet. Yeah, he's got some good stuff up there. Needs to put more up, like.
Smell good.
Ooh. Ah. Interesting. He's got some good stuff there. Monkey on juice. Flavor stones. Gotcha. Oh, look out for now. All right. My
Vanilla
apologies.
custard.
Just checking something out there.
4.2.
Ooh. Dusty County Roads said mixed banana, Foster's banana, nut bread, and banana cream, all at 2% with 1% cap super sweet. And he said it turned out real nice.
That smells. I freaking love vanilla swirl and vanilla custard smell right out of the bottle.
Oh,
I bet that Banana Foster's recipe is fantastic.
Oh, just
Banana Foster's, banana nut bread, and banana cream.
Yeah, it looks pretty lush, doesn't it?
All right, so 1.89 for vanilla swirl.
Banana.
As you noticed, every single one of these was just a hair over. It's not going to really change the profile that much.
No.
So it's really not something to have a hissy fit over or throw yourself into a tantrum about.
You don't have to be like scientifically fucking exact.
If you were trying to do it on a commercial scale or something and you were trying to develop a recipe, I know you'd want to be a little bit more precise with each of your measurements. But for the initial taste of a recipe, as long as you know what the ingredients are, this thing's being recorded, I could always go back and see what the actual precise amounts are if I wanted to make an adaptation later and cut something back or whatnot. But overall,
we can play about with it, can't you? Know what I mean?
Yeah, a tenth of a gram here or there isn't going to make that much of a difference. All right, secret sauce 3.74.
Secret sauce.
That's close enough for me.
That'll do. As they say in Yorkshire, that'll do.
Aye, mate. Mix up all of our PG-based ingredients. In time for our vegetable glycerin.
The wonder stuff there.
52.97. This is a 70-30 recipe. We're between our secret sauce and our flavors. We've hit our 30% mark. That's going to be pretty intense flavor, let me tell you. This is definitely going to be one of those ones when you mix it up, you might have to wait, a week, 2 or 3 weeks to get it to, fully ripen into a nice, beautiful custard. But don't come back to this 3 months later. Because in 3 months later, it's just going to be a flat custard.
Yeah, if you leave them too long, they go a bit caca-poo-poo like.
Especially at 30% flavoring.
Right.
And this is something that you could do. I've noticed Dave does this quite often, I've noticed, where he'll have recipes where you get these really bizarre percentages. And that's how he does that. He puts them into a calculator, a percentage calculator, where he just wants to reduce the overall percentage. So you take the 30% and you put the percentages of each of the flavors in there, and then you reduce that 30% to, let's say, 20% flavoring, and it will calculate exactly what the new percentages need to be only be 20% total.
It's kind of
keeping
cool,
the same balance between all of your ingredients.
Yeah. That's a pretty cool idea, that.
That snaps in there wonderful. Tightens up nicely. Give this thing a wonderful shake. Mallory Gates says I should try some Teflon tape on the base of that other nipple to see if it stays put for me. It's an interesting idea.
Oh, pardon me.
William Dobson says, vaping heat, you should take a look at the Sith RDA. It's amazing for a single coil.
I'm not really a fan of single coil RDAs, to be honest with you. I mean, I will use them, but, for something that I'm going to go and pick up, it'll be a dual coiler, I mean, I've got some single coil RDAs sitting there, and they're kind of just sitting gathering dust, unfortunately, which is a shame for the mechanic.
Clean up after ourselves.
Oh, Graham there, Net Reality says, just been messing around with a recommendation from Nevins. Try whipped cream SSA at 15% and just stick your favorite fruit flavor in with it. That'd be cool.
I'll have to order me some. I don't think I have. Do I have any SSA here? Yeah. whipped cream.
Interesting thought. Bingo.
I'll have to give that a shot.
Yeah, man.
That's the wonderful thing about joining the DIY community. There's always people willing to help out, share their recipes, and give you new things to explore and try out.
Yeah, it's just part of the old learning curve, you know. You try new stuff and see how it goes and rock and roll. Right, that's that done. Oh, dear me.
Awesome. Best thing I ever did was get all my flavors organized. It's so easy to grab them and put them away now.
I love it.
And because of how much custard is in this is definitely going to be a steeper.
Oh, why? Without a doubt.
So we'll set that off to the side.
Let's have a look at the colour. What colour is it now? That needs to go dark.
Oh, yeah. And it's going to go real dark.
Yeah.
30% total flavoring between secret sauce and flavoring.
Wow.
24% is the actual flavor total in this. And then 6% of it is the secret sauce.
Holy moly.
That's a commercial juice formulation there. May even be considered old school formulation.
Just, you know, as a fan of that kind of dessert, that just sounds right up my alley, that one.
And that's going to be fantastic if I pull out some 6-year-old, never heard of device to try it out on.
Be very envious, sir. Very envious.
All you got to do is pick up some more flavorings.
Mm-hmm.
Find a recipe that you like. Get the ingredients for it. It's only going to cost you £20, £30, you know. Place an order, get some flavors on stock.
Oh, yeah. It's going to have to be done.
But I know you've already got a bunch of one-shots.
Have I? Have I? And where? Whatever give you that?
Somebody in Australia happened to send you a little care package.
Did that not get lost in the field post? It practically did.
So I'm going to jump us over to a scene that I know I have the assets on. I'm going to turn that on. I'm going to turn that on. I'm going to bring my friend back. Time for us to do a little support. Flavrz, not a sponsor. Although he did send us a bunch of flavorings to try out. So we're going to mix up the strawberry milkshake. Is it actually going to taste like a strawberry milkshake? And how long is it going to take for us to get those flavors out of it?
Hang on a minute. I need to find a bottle. What do I need to... Where the hell did I put that? I had everything clean and ready. Where the... hang on. Nope, that's not it.
The strawberry is not as prominent as just the strawberry flavor alone.
There you are. Got one. I knew I've got one. That's I'm going to have to bite the bullet and go on 60 ml. Oh.
I'm going to bite the bullet and do 120. Not to outdo you, but if it truly tastes like a strawberry milkshake, I'm not going to be satisfied with 60 mils if I got to wait a little bit of time for it to be ready.
That's nowadays. I'm going to join you. 120. There you go. I'm just going to get me my little tool that my well, just bear with us. I will adjust the camera now and show it. I'm just going to get my little tool that my friend here sent us for cracking open these bottles. There you go. my little tool. There it is. You know, courtesy of the man sitting there.
Listen, I know that you got to nick up your bottle sometimes, and if for no other reason alone, you need to have yourself a nice bottle opener.
Yeah, man.
Fantastic to have them. And a lot of them actually come with a little keychain thing where you can run down to the hardware store and pick up, a section of this. And I love it because, I can sit here and hang it on my microphone stand. I never lose that bottle opener.
He's the man.
Unlike the one that's sitting next to my little amplifier for my headphones.
Right. Bear with me just a moment. Well, our quantities might be slightly different because obviously I'm going to
be having twice as much as you because mine is still 120 mil and yours. Oh, you said 120 mil too.
Oh, no, I'm going to do one. There you are. Found one. I found a bottle. 120. But it's just our secret sauce strengths are different. Yours is 100.
Yes, that is true.
Mine is only 72.
So.
Right. Bear with us a minute. I'm going to try something. Just let me try this. If I can just do that. I don't know if it's going to work. Can you see him? Oh,
yeah.
You might. There you go. I'll just get out the. And if you bear with us, I'll just put a little light on the situation.
Your secret sauce strength is going to be half of mine as well because you use 3, not 6.
Yeah. And if we bring that down a bit. See
all
this
right,
one?
So we're going to add a flavor.
There you go. So we'll tear that out to 0. There we have it, people. Look. Wee-hee. Da, da, da.
Nice.
I think it's about 30% in it, 120, roughly.
Well, if you were making a 100 mil bottle, a 30% one shot would be 30 mils in 100 mils to achieve your 30%.
Yeah. I'm sure that's what he was recommending, roughly about 30% on these one shots.
Depends on how intense you want the flavor on there.
Yeah.
I've done 15% in the past, and with most of the one shots, it's enough to get me the flavor that I like. Occasionally I've had to bump it up to 20 or even 25% to get it to where like a commercial juice would be. But you can definitely tell at 15% whether, it's a true to its name or not.
30, yours is 100, mine is that. There we go, folks. This is the first. It's alive. I might even put a bit of super sweet in it. Hey, getting technical now. Let's put a bit of super sweet in it.
So I'm going to go with 24% in mine, leaving room for the 6 milligram of our secret sauce. And there's our very simple recipe. And we can sweeten to taste later. But it's literally this simple to make your own formulation, your own recipe.
Oh, hell, I haven't done mine. Oh, man. What are you doing, Ken?
So 28.8 grams is what we need to have.
Hang on a minute. Hang on. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. I need to get back in here.
You want me to adjust the recipe for you?
Yeah.
Or you got your own setup?
If you adjust it for us, that would be much easier because then I can save just fanning on. Right, what do I need? What?
So.
What am I going for that?
Obviously, this is a lot easier and a lot quicker if you make it in a 60 ml bottle, but for something like this, if it's going to be that fantastic, why not go for the max?
Liquid recipes. Where's he at, Mr. Flavrz? There you go. Search that. Where's his one shot one? Blah blah blah. Blah 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 blah. Not that one.
Fantastic.
One shot, hang on, it's not that one. Just
For me,
trying
it's going to be 7.4 mils of secret sauce.
Where the hell has he put it? Not that one. Oh, no, yeah, it is. Oh, that one. Right, on Flavrz, he's got one shot. He's got the 6 milligram one, though.
I'll draw it up for you here. Since this is done, all I need to do is top this off
24. That was how it is. I was just seeing what his rough settings were, so to speak.
And that's it. Quick and easy, down and dirty. We're done. Now, to give my UK friend a hand here, we're going to go back to the recipe.
Well, hey, look at that, man.
And I'm going to adapt this for him.
He makes it look so easy.
What's your secret sauce strength? 72?
It's 72, sir.
So you just punch in 72 over here?
I will
Just
tear
like that? Okay. And because this recipe is set up for, where is it?
6 million, one 3.
0.23 over. So where's our ratio? Desired outcome.
You've still got the strength at 6. I want 3.
You want 3?
Which is up top there.
Which I can change that. Okay, so to make a 3 mil, well, hold on. Edit. You're making 120 mils. At 3 milligram, secret sauce strength is 72. And there's the recipe.
So I want 2.2. Three mil, 30, 70, 72.
So you're going to need 5 mils of your secret sauce.
Righty-o. We'll drop him in now. I've got a child safety caps. It's for the adult safety caps as well. Right, so we want 5 of that. Ooh, 2, 3. Calm down. 4. See, I'm not used to this, can't you?
That's all right. There's nothing wrong with it. Take your time.
Oh, look at that. I'm not being put, that's bang on. Absolutely smack bang. That's beginner's luck.
Awesome.
Right, so that's the secret. We want the actual strawberry, we want 28.8.
Which is essentially almost half that bottle. Because the way it's designed is you could literally take, 120 ml bottle, pour half of it into one bottle, half into another, and you can make 2 commercial bottles of e-liquid with it. Or if you want to cut back on the flavor percentages, you could squeeze it into making 3 bottles out of it. Just put 20% in each bottle, and you got 3 bottles worth of commercial e-liquid.
And I'm nearly there. 25, 6, 7. What was it? 28.
28.8.
8, 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Come on. Nearly there. 7, 8. One more drop. Oh, 8, 2. No, 8, 1. That's good near up, isn't it? So we've got the sauce in, the strawberry in, I want VG. I want, what the hell, 105.
Well, once you have your, do you have 2.2 of PG in there?
No, not yet. I'm just going to get that now.
I just put your 2.28 or 2.3 grams of PG in it.
2.2, yeah. Hang on a minute. I need to pour this into my little beaker. Just so I can pour it. 2.2. Here we go. This is going to be very gentle. 1.5. Yeah, come on. 2. 1. 2.28.
Close enough. Now give it a little stir.
One moment, I'll just pour that back into the pan there because it's a little excess. And a little old. I like it. It's nice. That.
And then fill the bottle up to the bottom of the rim with VG. And you should end up with about 105, 106 grams of VG.
100. What's happened to 105 it takes, is it? I shall do that. I've just got to fill my little mixing pot up first, though, because obviously.
That's all
right. I'm just using stuff that was lying about in the cupboard. It's just a little, look, it's just a little plastic cup that I can squeeze and then obviously just pour. I mean,
fantastic.
There we go, we're nearly there. Very gently. That's pretty much it. Voila! I'll put that back in to the excess back into the bottle, and there you go. It's done.
Done and dusted.
We are ready to go. Just need that cap on, a good shake. I will just keep that actual flavour bottle out for the time being, so I know. There you go. Well, what can I say, boys and girls? I'll just put this on, get this on. I'll make some adjustments again to me doodah, guys. Just give us a minute. I'll just get myself sorted out.
While we are finishing off and sorting out our random recipe mixing and our beautiful one-shot mixing, thought I'd throw the weather up there for you. It's 47 degrees Fahrenheit outside here, 44 at Kenny's location. For you Celsius people out there, that's 10 degrees Celsius here in Pittsburgh and 8 in the UK.
Too low, a bit up a bit. I think that's good. There you go, you got my ugly mug again, guys. The shake. Like the old shake it out, baby.
Listen, I think we need to do something here because I hate to tell you, but you have made your first recipe on the live stream.
Why did I have it? Why did I have
Fantastic job, my friend.
Why did I have that feeling there? There was something going to go out of that.
That is awesome.
And I've already got my Valhalla Mini all wicked and ready to go the trip. So I get the good little bit. Yeah, man. I like it. Take a sip of the beer to, get the palate cleansed, as you do.
Now comes the hardest part. have to forget about this for a week or two.
No.
Could you shake and vape it? Yeah, you could put it into a tank. You're only going to fill it up maybe once today. And it's definitely going to taste a whole lot better tomorrow.
Oh, yes.
But if you want to be really honest, if it's manufactured somewhere, they're going to make it. It's not going to go ship the same day that they make it. It's probably going to sit there for a week or two.
Yeah.
Then it'll get sent out to the shop, and who knows how long it's going to sit on the shop before you get it and bring it home.
Exactly.
So when you get something like this, perfect. Mix something up, have it sitting ready to go when you finish off the bottle that you're already working on. And it's so easy to do when you DIY your own stuff.
Amazing, man.
Have your own stock ready to go. Just fantastic.
Hey, but like I said, now I've got, there is nearly a week's supply of juice, all in one bottle, done, dusted. Well, it depends how. I say maybe it's nearly a week's supply. If it tastes damn good, it'll probably 2 days.
You'll plow through it. You'll pull out the steam crave.
Exactly.
You'll be chucking clouds of the Titan sitting outside.
Yeah, hiding the Titan.
Your neighbor's going to be calling the fire company.
Hiding the soup tin, as the soup can, as I call it. Well, I'll stand that next to that, so I know what it is for now. I'll stand them together until I get a label on them. So I know what it is. And that's it, guys.
Rubber
That's
bands
awesome.
are perfect for that kind of thing. If you don't have, masking tape or something, you can easily grab a rubber band, throw it around the two of them, or even a wife's hair tie if she doesn't mind.
Awesome. And I've got my little tub there, which I'll clean out after the show. And that's a good one. Job's a good one. Yeah, you're right, about 50% of the bottle. So, out of that one bottle, you're getting 240 ml of juice.
Let me take a look and see if it's on the ALR or all the flavors. I made one on a show. Was it my 100 sub thank you or 300 sub thank you? Let's take a look. I don't see it off the top of my head here. Might be on all the flavors I got it from when I mixed it.
I think William Dobson's checked out. So, William, thanks for dropping by. I'm sorry we missed you.
There it is.
County Road.
I'm like, what were you talking about? It was right above Dusty Country Roads.
That's William Dobson checked out. He's had to go. So it's just if we missed you, take care, bud. Thanks for dropping by.
Net Reality says you're officially one of us now.
That's typical Graham.
Mixed up your own recipe right on freaking live stream.
Hey, man. I've lost my virginity in the mixing ring.
Way to go, brother. And I lost my virginity with Mad Dog 2020.
Yep, you see, so there you go. There's something coming.
Mm.
I'll tell you what it is. I'm going to have to excuse us a moment because I need to go to that little boy's room badly. Back no more.
I'm telling you, I totally get it now. Why the teenagers get into doing this for pleasurable entertainment. Such a fantastic flavor on there. Although you definitely need to keep it chilled. That's the one harsh thing about it. Having this one sit on here at my desk and the ice melted in it, it's no longer the amazing blue raspberry flavor when I started it. And if I were to finish off another one of these, I don't think it would really matter what kind of flavor you're getting out of it or how cold it was. You'd be feeling so good, it really didn't matter at that point. So how about we jump over to chat, see what all you guys are talking about on there. See if I missed anything out there. Mallory Gates said she made a banana split cake. It's more of a cheesecake, but a lot wetter. That sounds good. William Dobson said that he'll want a banana for a banana custard, a good banana. Where's the banana that I made last time with? I can't recall off the top of my head if it was Capella. Whatever brand it was, I was satisfied with it. It actually tasted, pretty good for a banana. Yeah, it was kind of candied as opposed to like, a ripe banana, but I haven't found or heard of anybody that had a good ripe banana. Which kind of brings me to the realization that we did make up a banana runt recipe. So feel free to check that out if you're interested. Definitely something worthwhile to look into. That's a good point. William Dobson may have left, but he left us a bit of wisdom here for us. If you use a single battery squonk mod, it's better to use a single coil RDA so you have less drain on your batteries and you'll maintain the flavor and the output of the device a lot longer. Awesome sauce. Dusty Country Road says that my wife's favorite so far is 3% candy cane and 1% super sweet. There is absolutely nothing wrong with a very simple recipe. Single flavor testing isn't just for finding out how good of a flavor recipe you can, enjoy or what the flavor profile is of it. It's originally been designed as somebody's favorite. Perfect example is Flavrz West Strawberry Shortcake. This is a fantastic flavor you can easily whip up as a one shot, and you get a strawberry shortcake out of it. You don't necessarily have to buy one shots to create one shot recipes. It can very easily be done with single flavors. You just need to find out what the flavor percentage is that you need to have. The advantage of buying one shots, whether it be from Flavrz or anybody else that makes it, even Wayne makes a one shot that he sells for the recipes he's developed over time. Find out what the percentage is, and all of his one shots are developed so that you mix it at that same 15% across the board, regardless of what flavor one shot you buy. When you buy individual flavors, you need to find out what percentage this needs to be at in your recipe to develop a beautiful commercial quality single flavor profile.
It's touching on that. That's the simplest way to start. Try a one shot. Easiest way to go. As you've just seen.
Let's take a look at Mallory Gates' banana split banana cake recipe.
That sounds tremendous. That sounds tremendous.
There we go. What flavors am I missing? A whole bunch of VSO ones, of course.
Oh my God.
But here's Mallory's recipe. Banana split cake vape, for the AAFL show. VSO banana at 2%. Flavrz West Buttercream 1.56, Flavrz West Butter Pecan at 2.08, Golden Butter Capella at 0.5, Graham Cracker Capella at 1, Pineapple VSO at 2, Sweet VSO at 1, Vanilla Cream VSO at 1.25, Flavrz West Whipped Cream at 2, Wild Cherry from Flavrz West at 2.08. Total flavoring percentage is 15.25.
Oh, I'm just trying to.
That looks really nice.
Right.
Next time I place an order for flavorings, I'll have to get the ones that I need to make that.
I'll tell you what I did dabble on, guys, last week. which, to give you some idea, is I made a small bottle of the lemon cheesecake by Flavrz in a little 60 ml bottle, which is here. That's been standing, well, you could see it's been getting used, but it's been standing for about 3 days before I tried it. And it's pretty good. I'm well impressed.
That is awesome.
It's pretty much saying the lemon. Oh, it's like a lemon meringue. It's that tangy lemon. You know, it's nice, not too much. And then that's basically what you get on the inhale. Bang, smack in the face with a nice bit of lemon. And obviously on your exhale and your little aftertaste, you're getting that cheesecake base there, and they're just mixing together, and it's a strange experience. You'll find that when you vape stuff, it's like you'll get the primary flavor on the inhale, and then it's on the exhale you get all the different notes of what's in the background coming out, and that's what sits in your mouth as well, and you're like, oh, blah, 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 and you're slapping and drooling, and that one there, our first, little tester, is very good. I have to try that one next week, Nate.
I tell you, I'm going to cheat a little bit.
He's doing a knuckle test.
That is going to be a fantastic recipe.
Really?
Wow. Already on the knuckle test. And that's because the flavoring combinations that he used to make that one shot have already been sitting there blending this whole time.
Well,
now it's just a matter of waiting for it to sit into solution and reach equilibrium in the new bottle.
I promise you now, I will try and leave a little bit for next week's show. Right, so I can tell you how good.
That is fantastic.
I think, like I say, with me, the confusion that would probably be for a lot of people getting is your percentages. It's getting your head around them percentages and what's what. You know what I mean? Like you say, it's maybe like, you mix it 30%. Yeah, 30% of 100 is 30 grams, but it's the balancing out for your VG PG. Like if your secret sauce is VG, you've got to take that into consideration, and obviously, if your flavouring's VG, so you've got to balance the PG-VG ratio out, depending on what your flavours and your sauce consists of to get that right balance, and that's the thing that kind of confuses you to start with,
Yeah, but using the recipe calculators that you have on ELR or all the flavors, it's so much easier because you can type in what size bottle you want, what size your secret sauce is.
Without a doubt. I mean, like I say, obviously there's some beginners that are going out and think, well, what do I do with this? And you've explained how it works, so awesome, man.
To answer your question, Dusty Country Road, no, I have not bought any VSO flavors yet, but I definitely want to, and it's nice to know you can get 24% off on the days that Tim goes live. So I'll have to check out his show when I'm ready to place another order. It's awesome.
AFI Mystery Center, the beginning of Kenny's achievement. Oh,
Mrs. Hunky Vape is here in the house.
Hello. This is H.
Love you, baby. Happy post-Valentine's Day, since you missed it on the last time. And because Kenny and I, after the show, kept on chatting away like a bunch of old ladies for another hour and a half, before I finally cut it off and said, excuse me, but we really got to go spend time with our wives.
Do we have to?
I almost ended up in the major doghouse because of that.
Yeah, I do apologize, Mrs. H.
We love you dearly.
My fault. I'll take it. Love it.
Yep, definitely nice to have a nice discount like that. Their flavors definitely aren't the cheapest out there, but I've heard they're fantastic and well worth the price.
Oh, sorry, that's that lemon cheesecake and the freshly wicked Oh, my.
There was a recipe I mixed up a while back. Pippa Star made it, a matter of fact.
And I'm still on the pulse of last week. Remember, guys? I'm still got it sitting on here. She's still sitting on top of the pulse. What we checked out last week.
I noticed that. I saw the mod. I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't recognize that cover, that panel cover.
Still sitting there.
Here's how good it was. I made it 3 times.
What's this one? What we're looking at?
Lemon Bakehouse Queen. Pippa Star made this. This is literally the best of all the lemons that are out on the market.
Wow. Looks
And
apart.
this recipe did get changed because these are lemon squares and lemon custard.
Holy moly.
So we have a lemon cheesecake, lemon wafer cream from Chemovatic, lemon custard,
Holy
super
moly.
concentrate from Wonder Flavors, lemon meringue tart from Vape Train Australia. It's a one shot of theirs, and lemon squares from Wonder Flavors.
Holy moly, a lot of lemon in that bad boy, isn't there?
And the title is right on point. It smells like and tastes like the experience you would get when you walked into a bakery that was baking a bunch of stuff made of lemon. Lemon cookies and lemon cakes and lemon pies, lemon meringue. But it doesn't taste like anything in particular that you can identify. Which to me makes the perfect all-day vape, because you definitely get the lemon aspects of it. You get these creamy aspects of it. You get this little bit of wafer notes and taste that lingers in your mouth, but you can't specifically identify it to one particular lemon bakery.
Ah. Looks like
OBS disconnecting and reconnecting.
it looks nice, like absolutely looks nice.
But it is a wonderful recipe, and you know, it's got the best of all the different lemons that are available on the market. If you happen to have this stuff, definitely worth a try. And all of these lemon flavors individually are fantastic flavors. You could literally vape as a single flavor recipe.
Yeah, Graham Net Reality said the lemon cream wafer is the same as the Dinner Lady lemon tart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's something that really surprised the shit out of me whenever I really got into doing DIY and talking with members in the community, is finding out how many commercial manufacturers out there have released commercial products on the market that only have 1 or 2 ingredients in there. They'll make it, basically sell it as like a one shot, and then put just like a little hint of this and a little hint of that, so you can't replicate it by simply going, oh, I got that flavor. But there's always going to be something missing because they're going to put just a hint of this or a hint of that in there.
Yeah.
To make it a little more complex. But it surprised me how many commercial juices are available on the market that are legit 1 or 2 flavor recipes.
It's I think they try and keep it simple as they can, because obviously it keeps costs down. You know, it's like keep your costs down for as much profit, you know what I mean? So yeah.
Yeah, because you buy it in super bulk sizes when you go to mix up your bottles.
So I'm saying, do you really want to make it like a super complex recipe that's only going to retail for about 15 quid in the shop, when you can do exactly the same, use maybe 1 or 2 flavors?
Yeah, but when you sit there and you do the actual math and you figure out they're buying the flavors by the gallon,
yeah,
that gallon is enough to make 1,000 bottles of commercial juice. So they make up their money pretty quickly.
Oh,
you know, and they buy their bottles in bulk, and VG and PG, they buy in 55-gallon drums or big, massive totes, 1,000-gallon totes. So it's very easy for commercial juices to make profit. You know, it costs them maybe $2 a bottle to make the liquid.
well, like I
They
said,
sell it to the distributor for $5 a bottle. Then the distributor marks it up. Then your shop marks it up. Then you got taxes and other fees that go on top of it.
Yeah.
That's what ends up being our, you know, $10, $20, $30 a bottle liquid.
That's the thing, you know. I mean, like, they find like a lot of in the vape industry, your liquids, that bread and butter, you know, that's the basics, that's the basic earnings, you know, especially vape shops, you know, they'll stack shitloads of juice, and maybe there's not so many hardware because that's the bread and butter. That's
yeah, they make nothing, hardly nothing on the actual hardware themselves.
Yeah.
Their bread and butter is the liquids, and then the like your cotton and coils for devices.
Especially suburbs, you know, the suburb coils, you know, sell them 10 the penny for whatever tank that people have. But yeah, man, it's just something so simple yet so good.
Having this glass of ice here that is melted now is just basic ice water. Beautiful palate cleanser. Here's that freaking cinnamon roll we were just talking about at the beginning of the show.
Wow.
I just can't get over how good that flavor is.
Really?
And the blue raspberry with this RTA that we did today. I'm in heaven. I'm set.
Say that cinnamon. I would like a bit of apple there. Cinnamon.
Yeah, that's a perfect combination. Country apple would be the perfect flavor to go with that too.
That would be awesome, wouldn't it?
Purellum country apple.
Yeah, man. Apple cinnamon. Very nice combo.
Very easy to add a little bit to it. So if you get a juice that you like, but you're just not quite enough to make you happy, add 2% of country apple into it. Or double apple from Capella.
Oh, that'd be nice. You make me angry.
The joys of DIY is beyond anything that you could have expected when you quit smoking with vaping.
It just takes it to another level. I mean, it's something I thought I would never do. I mean, I had a general interest. I mean, like Graham there, you know, he's on, he's got a weekly show with Benny Vapes, and they are basically, if not the only, they are the top shop mixing show in the UK, and I've always tuned into them because, you know, I like the guys anyway. But it was something I had an interest in, but it was something I thought, could I be bothered with it?
There's so many barriers to entry, just like in vaping. There's so many barriers to entry. You got to know somebody that, you know, is in vaping to get you interested in the first place. Then you need to have a local shop where you can get something and have an idea when you walk in on what you're looking to do, or knowledgeable staff at the shop that can talk you into your first device to match your smoking behavior.
It's just like I say, I mean, this one-shot stuff, I mean, I've touched on it before with the Dark Star stuff, you know, and yeah, it's okay. It wasn't something I took serious, you know. It's just because it was basically for the amount I got for the money I paid, you know what I mean? Like I said, I think I paid so 15 quid or something for a one shot and some juice. Well, you could, you know, you think I'm getting I think it was 240 ml bottle or something like that. Which, you know, if you went and bought a 120 ml, it probably cost you, something along them lines.
Kind of like the Flavor Shock. Yeah. They purposely sell a one shot in a massive bottle. That's right. So you literally only need to add your secret sauce and a 70-30 base to fill the bottle. And now you've got yourself 250 mils of commercial quality liquid that cost you $5 to make. Exactly. Plus the cost of the one shock.
That's it, exactly. So, you know, that was the thing I looked at. It was just the quantity you were getting for what you were paying as well. You know, you're getting all that, and you're like, I've just paid £12 for a 120 ml bottle. That's going to last us 2 days because I like it so much. You know what I mean? So,
yeah. So if you buy something like this for $15, because it's literally just a bottle and the flavorings, you can easily end up with $60 worth of e-liquid that you would have bought in a store that you can make yourself.
Yeah.
And it cost you less than $20 to make
definitely
220 ml bottles worth of liquid.
I think the one shots are the way in, definitely. Definitely the way to go.
And the more you make the one shots, the more comfortable you get with making your own. And then it's like, you know what? I'd really like to have, I don't see any one shots, anybody selling a one shot that, is pomegranate, fruit medley. So you go and you buy the pomegranate, you buy the other fruits that you want in it, and you go and start experimenting with it and mix up your own.
Yeah, see, I've been looking at some of the flavors I'm getting. I'm thinking like, I wonder if I mix that one with that one and maybe try that one with that one. You know what I mean? I was thinking about like playing with them a bit,
Sure, that's easily something that can be done. But it's kind of hard when you get like a strawberry shortcake to mix it with like a fruit salad.
Yeah.
They're already complex recipes in themselves.
That's what I'm saying.
That's where the DIY community comes in with single flavors that you can make up your own combinations.
I've done something similar in the past. Like I say, maybe I've done it with a commercial liquors before. I think I've had half a bottle of X flavor and like a third of a bottle of this flavor, and I thought, bollocks, I'll put them together, and sometimes it worked.
Sometimes it gets disgusting.
And it was just to maybe stretch it out a bit, you know what I mean? But yeah, you'd play about with it. It didn't need harm. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I remember getting, flavors that I totally did not really care for. It's not that they were horrible, but they just weren't for me. And I'm like, I don't want to waste this $30 bottle of liquid. What if I were to take this flavor and just add a little bit of this to it? Sometimes it works, and sometimes it just gets really bad.
One thing it doesn't work for is fucking Heisenberg. You can't do nothing.
Exactly.
You can't do nothing for that.
A good blueberry milk. This is actually a really good one for you to work with and experiment with because, it's basically two flavor profiles that fit together naturally on their own, and just finding out balancing the percentages for the flavors that you go to put into it.
Well, it's like what you said. I think it was a few weeks ago when you got that. Was it that cookbook when you said the flavor tree? Were you going to try with foods? Yep. That could start you on the right road to see which flavor goes with which. Like you say, you could have off the top of your head, you could have an apple and a pear. Apple and pear would go together. You could play about with food, then you could play about with the e-liquid. You know what I mean? See how it works. I mean, curry fried rice and chips be want a bet like, but
Hey, you never know what kind of combinations you can come up with. And it all depends on what interests you and what drives your passion for your flavor profile.
At the end of the day, it's down to your own visual taste, your palate, your flavor profile, what you like and what you don't like, And I mean, watermelon for me is just a no-no. I just cannot get away with watermelon at all. I've tried it, honestly. I've tried it and tried it and tried it. And
hey, if you don't like it, you don't like it. Nobody, is forcing you to go that direction.
I've tried it with somewhere it's been a background flavor, and it just leaves that. Oh, I don't like it as a fruit. I don't like it as a food. I can't eat a watermelon. I just.
That's like some people hate tomatoes, but they'll eat it on their hamburger.
Yeah, it's definitely
but
right.
Anywhere else, like if it's in a salad, they'll pull it off to the side and won't even touch it.
But you'll find like with some stuff, I found this out with the kids, with some flavors or foods, if you mix them in with something else where they're just in the background, they don't know, it still tastes all right.
Like cauliflower and mashed potato.
Yeah.
You can put cauliflower in mashed potato and never even know that it's there.
Yeah. Chili and turnip's a good one. No, I don't like turnip. What? Mix it with the potato. Try that. Ooh, that's nice. Voila.
And that reality brings another point to bear. Some people are just completely immune to certain flavors. Strawberry is the most common one. No matter what brand strawberry you buy, you won't be able to taste it. And then there are people that can taste certain brands of strawberry, but not others. And there are people that are in the opposite camp of that.
Yeah, I've heard him mention that a couple of times. Like he doesn't do strawberry very well. It's like
Dusty Country Road says that their son is like that with ham, but if you hide it in something, they'll eat it.
Exactly. I think if you could hide a flavor in, and maybe like I said, when you put a flavor, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to have that flavor. You said it could enhance another flavor. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's good
Yeah, I know
stuff.
people that hate sausage. Like if you give them sausage patties or sausage links, they won't eat it. But if you take them and crumble up the sausage and you put it in, scrambled eggs, they'll eat it.
Yeah, if you mash it down.
Put it
or
into
something.
an omelet, they'll eat it.
I've done that before with the kids. I've put I made a meal with something they don't like and I put it in. Like say, like I don't know, for example, say a spag ball, and I put finely chopped mushrooms in, very finely. Like mushrooms? No. What's that like? Oh, it's lovely. It's mushrooms and that. Oh, there isn't.
My wife's like that with mushrooms too. I love, steak with, onions, peppers, and mushrooms on it. She looks at it and goes, "Ooh, why don't you just eat the steak by itself?" But I've made recipes where I've used cream and mushroom soup in it, and she didn't know that it was in there. Had no issues with it whatsoever.
Cream mushroom soup, you can just pour straight over it anyway. It's that good. You know what I mean?
Perfectly pairs with the Salisbury steak.
Yes, yeah, I've made a bolognese and I've actually poured a tin of Heinz tomato soup in it and absolutely brings out, and nobody's none the wiser.
Mm-hmm.
And they say, "Ooh, that was nice. How did you make that?" Nah, I'm not telling you. Because you'll never eat it again.
Well, I hate to do this, but we're already past the 3-hour mark. Again, just like that, in the blink of an eye. However, we did get everything accomplished that we wanted to accomplish. Plus, we did a thorough and comprehensive news segment. I did get on my soapbox for the first hour of the stream. However,
it's got to be done, sir.
I'm sorry, but if it ruffles my feathers that bad, then I got to talk about it.
Definitely. That's what it's all about.
Conversation needs to be out there for these politicians to do the right thing and adopt common sense legislation. And a non-combustible product should be readily available for people to quit smoking. If they have a problem with it, they should go after the combustible product first and then come after this, not the other way around.
Like you see, it's down to the magic dollar in it, you know what I mean? There's too much money to be lost with vaping rather than to be made.
Yeah, well, combustible cannabis is being readily adopted universally. There's your income source to replace the combustible tobacco.
Yeah.
And if you start, reasonable regulations and tax this at a reasonable rate much lower than combustible tobacco, this is going to fly off the shelves and smokers are going to quit on their own. At least the ones that want to actually quit. Diehards like my brother-in-law will never quit. He'll die with a cigarette in his mouth.
No, but I said that. I thought I was a diehard. And here I am. 6 years later, I'm vaping.
So did I. On Fridays when I was doing payroll and then have to DJ at the club until 3 o'clock in the morning, I was a 3-pack a day smoker. And loved every second of it. Even when I coughed my lungs out the next morning.
I must admit, I did enjoy a cigarette. The first thing, when I first had dinner, I didn't miss like the during the day. I missed that after meal cigarette. When you're just eating, and you just go outside and you just enjoy a nice.
Have you noticed now when you go and you eat your meal and your first vape after the meal, how you can literally feel it going into your bloodstream? And you get the same calmness that you got out of your after meal cigarette.
And the flavor, even if it started to mute a bit after a meal, it just seems to come back again as if it was freshly done, doesn't it? You're like, ooh, yes, I like that. You know what I mean?
There are certain pleasurable aspects to this that nothing can replicate. And that's why it's better than any pharmaceutical product that they'll ever come up with.
Definitely, without a doubt. You never know, man. Somebody might make sense one day. Hopefully it's in our lifetime.
So, ladies and gentlemen, my wish as always, peace, love, and a hunky vape to end cigarette combustion. Hope you guys all have a fantastic day, fantastic week ahead. And I'll be back next week with Kenny. If he'll have me. Same time, same place next week.
Of course, I will. Yeah, guys, thank you, everyone in chat. This place, the show wouldn't be the same without you guys. Nice to have all your input and your comments and that, and a bit of integration there with you guys. That's what it's all about. Share. Again, Thank you, Alex, for putting up with us for another 3 hours. I don't know how we do it at times, but we'll somehow linger through. And again, guys, just a big, massive thank you. Again, you know, if there's anybody new out there, remember to subscribe to this guy and us, you know, get our channels supported, all that stuff. It'd be brilliant. But again, thank you very much. Stay safe, vape safe. We'll see you all next week. Cheers now.
Cheers.
Bye.
Thanks for listening. We'll be back next week again for a fresh round.
Say what you have to say, but don't forget to leave the motor on. He'll turn around, but you will be gone.